And here we go, Monday, May 23rd, 2022. Ermanni and Edwards, Bottom Line, Woodward Sports Network, Ryan Ermanni, Braylon Edwards, or should I say, as the intro says, the great Braylon Edwards, the Michigan great Braylon Edwards. It's always funny, Bray, because I get the old, with Michigan great Braylon Edwards and Ryan Ermanni.
It's like you're like chopped liver.
Feels like a little bit.
But you're not chopped liver. You're amazing.
I too am Michigan great Ryan Ermanni.
So.
I believe. Bray. I was great at going to Rick's.
Oh man.
I was great at skipping class.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I was great at
going to Michigan games.
Going to Michigan games. I was great at being the treasurer for the fraternity Psi Upsilon to make sure that we always had kegs on standby.
Shout out to Michigan, man, and the kegs, man. I actually went to a busy weekend, man. A lot of family events, a lot of things like that. But went to a tailgate event in Taylor with a good tailgate group. They're known as the Tailgate Nation.
Look at that.
Known as the Tailgate Nation, man. So they were celebrating the Big Ten championship win. So I went over there Saturday around 1:30, 1:45. Hung out with some amazing people, man. Ralph and his crew. Shout out to Ralph and the crew, man.
Shout out to Ralph and the crew,
man. They were amazing people. His daughter was brilliant. His wife was amazing, and the family, like you just felt like the family environment. So really good week. My sister had a baby shower yesterday.
How'd that go? Do we know what they're having?
Yeah.
That's right. We did that gender reveal.
Yeah, so it's a girl.
Yep.
Rain. So she's coming. She's in the building in a month. Month from now she'll be in the building. But yesterday it was just good to see the family and the love that she received. It's nothing like love and family. So it was a fun event.
Nothing says love and family quite like the aforementioned Tom Mazawey. Good afternoon, Tom.
What up, Ryan? Hey, Bray. Good to be back with you guys. It was a fun weekend. I wish it was still going. But next week, we got a 3-day weekend to look forward to.
I believe we have a best of show on Monday.
Well, yeah, it's Memorial Day.
We've got a busy couple of days here too, because we're going to be live at the Big Boy on Wednesday in Brighton.
Yep.
Then we're going to be on Thursday.
Frankenmuth
for a golf outing.
I'm actually playing in that.
Are you going to play in that golf outing?
I am playing. I mean, it's golf season. You got to get out there. I got to represent, man.
I think you do as well.
I've been talking about getting these clubs forever. I got to go use them, man.
I'm going to go to the Tigers game on Thursday as well. Would you like to go with me, Braylon?
Frankenmuth is over. The golf outing will be over about 5. What time is the game?
Probably like 7.
Okay,
we'll talk about it.
Yeah, let's put it together.
We'll talk about it. We'll play it by ear, if you will. Sam Flannel in the house, Fletch in the house. Sam, good afternoon. How's it going, my friend?
It's going really well. This weekend, I actually made a lot of headway when it comes to wedding planning and getting invitations all done and out. So it was very, very productive, and I'm glad to be back here with you guys to rein in my bliss.
How involved in the wedding planning process are you? Because I would feel like it's just one of those situations where you just say yes. Well, do you like that? Do you?
Yeah.
I would like to lie to you and say that I'm a big part. I'm not, but I give my input when needed. But for the most part, that's my fiance. She's doing a great job,
Absolutely.
And I got to give her a shout out. Shout out, Nikki.
Shout out to you, Nikki. Now, is there anything? I'm just so curious by this, if you don't mind. Is there anything that you are steadfast on? Like, you know what, Nikki? We absolutely have to have X. Or big wedding, small wedding, or something like that. Do you have any absolute need for this wedding?
I don't know if I have an absolute need. I'm a traditional kind of guy, so no like red tuxes or anything like that. A black tux, tie, all that good stuff. I just want everything traditional, the way that a wedding looks like in the movies and what you...
No flannel?
No flannel tux, unfortunately.
Well, that's disappointing.
That's a shame.
It really is. It really
Fletch,
is.
how's it going over there, my friend? How was the weekend?
I gotta get my mic up. Pretty good. Living life. Busy, but relaxing. I haven't had a Saturday off. I worked at Roast for like 8 months. I haven't had a Saturday off in 8 months, so I'm feeling good.
It was an extremely busy weekend. I just thought about it, man. I saw DJ Tom T on Friday. Tom T.
Shout out to Tom T. That's my guy.
DJ Tom T. Did an amazing job on Friday. Saturday, saw Jeff. Jeff's daughter turned 5.
Get out of here.
My niece, Eden. Eden turned 5, so we did the birthday party at Chuck E. Cheese.
Look at that. I haven't been at Chuck E. Cheese in a minute.
I didn't even know they still were open. So we went to the Chuck E. Cheese in Troy, literally right by Oakland
How's the
Mall.
pizza? Still decent?
You know what? I didn't chance it.
Okay.
Because it was early. Like Jeff, they wanted to beat the crowd and wanted to beat the rush. So it was 10 to noon. So I wasn't eating pizza at like 10:30. So, but did that, and that was fun too. Shout out to Jeff, man. Did a great job with the birthday party. He and his mom really did a good job.
That is awesome stuff.
They got bubble hockey there, or is that?
They still have the bubble hockey.
I love that game.
They still have.
I've been pricing them out. Anyone out there that wants to get rid of their old bubble hockey game, give me a call.
You should be able to find one of those like on the curb, like for free.
No, man. Retro is expensive
man.
now. Retro stuff.
Yeah.
Very expensive now. When's the last time you priced out a Nintendo? You ever regular Nintendo?
I have one.
Probably worth big money.
Old school. I got one.
You got like the old Tecmo Bowl.
It has Tecmo Bowl, DuckTales. You have you gotta have Centipede. You gotta have Metroid. You gotta have what's the other one? The real good one. Double. What is it? Double Dragon.
Mm-hmm.
You got Double Dragon. I got a lot of those games, man. And they came out with the miniature ones about 4 or 5 years ago. They already
got all the games in.
They come with about 75 games on it right away. Got to get one of those.
That's what I need, guys. One of the things that I did on my weekend, or at least tried to do on the weekend, was watch a little golf. And I just particularly care about the majors. PGA Championship goes to Justin Thomas. Yep. Congratulations to Justin Thomas. Won in a playoff hole. But I could not get into it at all.
Yeah.
No people will tell you that Justin Thomas is a big name in golf. He don't do it for me. He don't. I'm sorry. 29 years old, good player, 2-time major champion, fine. But he's not Rory. He's not Spieth. He's not Tiger. He's not DeChambeau. He's not Brooks. He's not Phil. I mean, he's not Sergio.
Dustin Johnson.
Dustin Johnson's another name. He's not Bubba. There's so many guys in golf that just were the next great thing, and none of them have taken this game over. Is that because golf is so competitive now and there's just so many more good players? Or I don't know why, but I cannot find myself in a situation where I'm just so enthralled by watching it unless one of those big names that I just mentioned are on the leaderboard.
That's because nowadays in golf, there's just so many different forms, there's so many different techniques. The clubs, the technology that's behind the clubs and the irons and the drivers and things of that nature. Like everybody is, as soon as they have success. Like Jordan Spieth was very hot 5 years ago when he was 21, 22. He won the Masters, he won the U.S. Open, he won the PGA. But then, like as you say, it's always another guy. Insert Jason Day. Yeah. Insert Dustin Johnson back then. And so now when you have success early and then you start losing, now you're trying to tweak this or tweak that and change clubs and change companies. Guys are just consistently changing their game so much. They didn't change so much back in the day. Guys are changing so much nowadays. They can't stay consistent. But that's why Justin Thomas, to you, it's a boring guy, but Justin Thomas and Rory McIlroy, they always finish in the top 7. Always.
I bet 2 golfers at the beginning of the week. I bet Rory McIlroy, and I looked good after the first round. And I bet Dustin Johnson. I swear I almost threw a 10 spot on Justin Thomas just for the hell of it. Mm-hmm. Plus 1,800 he was at the beginning of the week. Some guy bet him when he was 5 shots down, halfway through. Someone put 200 on him. Brought back 50 grand.
So let me ask you about this. Speaking of betting for a minute, let me put this poor bastard's situation up. Listen to this, okay? So a bettor at MGM, BetMGM, had 9 separate bets on this Pereira guy at plus 15,000 to win the PGA Championship. The 9 wagers totaled $6 grand. If Pereira would have won, that would have made this bettor $912,000.
Wow.
So for anybody that doesn't know, Pereira held the lead for most, if not all of round 3, and pretty much all of round 4. Had the lead on 18, threw it into the water, and double bogeyed 18, didn't even get into the playoff because of that 6 on 18. If you are... Look, it's a dangerous sport. I have placed some bets in my life. If this was me, I just don't even know how you ever recover.
You would have went to Lac St. Clair and hopped right in.
I don't even know how you ever recover from anything like that. $912,000 this guy lost because of the Pereira, just an ultimate Jean Van de Velde choke job.
What made him bet him?
I don't know.
Who is this guy?
Maybe the odds.
I thought it was Mike Pereira, the Fox guy, at one point.
Can you believe that? $912K.
Wow.
Incredible.
Wow, yeah. I mean,
that's sick.
Mike Pereira's an interesting golfer. He's pretty good, but I don't know about betting that on him. So he knew something, and then he did. Man,
well, it was six. It was 6 bets. So you lob off $100 on him to win at plus 30,000. And then, he's the leader after round 3, throughout you can live bet that thing. But it was, I mean, that is incredible. I just don't know how you ever recover from it.
You got to quit. You have to.
You can be like the Mattress King. The Mattress King loses every time.
Yeah.
Mattress
he don't care.
But he don't care.
I mean,
he's got millions.
He's got FU money.
Millions.
I get that. But I haven't seen him win a bet yet.
Oh, my God.
And then he doubles down. Like, what do? He bet on the Bengals. He bet $5 million. And then came back, and say, you know what? How about another $4 million on the Bengals?
Oh, my God.
How about he bet Epicenter? He put $2 million on Epicenter for the Derby. The last second, he drove him down to be the favorite, and then he got nipped by Rich Strike.
If I'm a betting man and I'm making a wager, and I know that Mattress King is in the bet,
go the opposite way.
Exactly. Whatever he does, got to go the other way.
Oh, my God. Guys, we're going to talk NBA and NHL playoffs next. Not sure if you've been paying attention to these, but they have been a great NHL playoff. And in the NBA, the Golden State Warriors, are turning back the clock. This is like circa 2015.
Hope they don't win too quick.
We got a big show for you today, guys.
Lineup.
Juwan Howard in the news again in relation to the LA Lakers. Tell you about that. 2 prominent sports national commentators talking about the Lions potentially winning the NFC North division. And there's a situation going on in Arizona right now, by the way, with their quarterback.
Right.
Do you make a run at Kyler Murray?
If you're
the Detroit Lions.
Gotcha.
We're going to get to that coming up. But first, a message from Cintron.
Summer of Cintron is here, and now Cintron is available at select Kroger. So go to CintronWorld.com, find out what select Krogers those are, and also 2 for $4 on the energy drink. That's right, talking about the classic, talking about the classic sugar-free, talking about the cranberry, my favorite. Go to Kroger, support Cintron. Guess what? They want to be here for the moments. So allow them. Drink it, live it with Cintron.
At Wing Snob, staying humble's not our forte. We just have better wings. We're back at it again with our crispy golden brown fries and our famous boneless wings. Juicy, tender, hormone-free chicken. Your favorite signature sauces with no bone. Just when you thought Wing Snob couldn't get any better. Order online at wingsnob.com today. Wing Snob. We just have better wings.
When you need apparel, there's only one place to go. Big Frog in Novi. With no setup fees, no artwork fees, no minimum, and a 24-hour turnaround, you can have your whole team outfitted in no time. Embroidery, direct-to-garment, vinyl, and screen printing, Big Frog has it all in all the styles you want. So whether it's a sports team, fundraiser, school event, or corporate needs, Big Frog is your one-stop destination. Visit bigfrog.com/Novi or call 844-4-BIG-FROG.
I was just thinking to myself, I heard the word big, and I cannot wait till Wednesday till we broadcast live at Big Boy in Brighton.
Brighton, are you guys ready? We're coming.
I am going to crush so much Big Boy. I'm going to have a Big Boy. I'm going to have a Slim Jim.
Yeah.
I'm going to have that cream of broccoli and the cabbage soup.
Ooh.
And I'm going to have that salad bar. Do they still have a salad bar?
Some do.
Well, if they don't, I'll have them make me one with that garlic Italian dressing on it. Ooh.
Do you plan on
Look at
Spencer?
this guy. Spencer's a nut.
I can't take these guys, man. Stop, Spence. Are you getting there early so that you can enjoy all of that, or are these to-go meals?
Well, I'm working at Fox 2 that day, so it's not like I can get there uber early. I'll get there at like... Come on, Spence. Look at this guy. This is what we got to deal with.
Is that a?
This is what we got to deal with.
Is that a tampon?
Yeah, I think he's got a tampon in his nose. Either way, So I'm looking forward to it. Also
Oh,
looking forward to tonight. We'll just continue on here because the Golden State Warriors, they're one win away from returning to the NBA Finals for the first time since 2018. So Golden State, 3-time Finals champions, probably should have won 4 in a row, but Draymond got
5.
Well, Draymond got
suspended.
That.
They won the first one.
Yep.
Then the second one,
They
Draymond
lost.
gets suspended. But the one thing people don't talk about, Andrew Bogut got hurt in Game 5. Andrew Bogut was dominating the paint. So you win 1. Then you would have won that one. That's 2. KD comes. You win 1-2 again. That's 4. And then Klay Thompson and KD both got hurt when they played against the Raptors in 2019.
Yep.
So that should be 5 in a row.
So Golden State just seems to be a juggernaut. And I'll tell you, I did not, I no problem admitting that I was wrong. When KD left, there is no chance I thought Golden State would ever get back to the NBA Finals, let alone win the championship.
Let me cut you off for just a second,
Yeah.
just to blow my own horn.
Sure.
We had Rod Beard on at the beginning of the year, and I said, what? Nobody is beating the Warriors this year. I just wanted to say that.
I would have to agree with Maz. Maz was on them early. Obviously, the Warriors, they jumped out early, man. The defense was really good. Draymond was a candidate for Defensive Player of the Year before he got injured. Steph was a player for MVP. Steph and KD were the only 2 people in the MVP conversation early on in the season. But what they did, man, they just were amazing. But I almost think, Maz, the injuries actually helped them get to where they were now.
Rest. A lot of rest.
Not even just rest. You know what it allowed? It allowed Jordan Poole to take that next step. It allowed Kuminga to take that step. It allowed Looney to get on the floor and play more
Do you see
time.
Poole the way he plays now? He's got a little Steph in him.
A lot of Steph in
Yeah,
him.
like he's mimicking him. Like just his shot, and then he's turning around and making all the faces that Steph does. It's
He's
really
beyond
fun to
comfortable.
watch.
He is beyond
watch.
comfortable. You know, when you watch it early on, especially as Michigan fans, you want him to have success, but you watch it, you're like, I don't know if it can last. It just seems like, no, he's here to stay. Jordan Poole is here to stay.
There's no team in the NBA currently constructed that I would rather watch than the Golden State Warriors.
Not at all.
Memphis would be the only one that I would even consider, but definitely Golden State's one.
Not even Memphis. I mean, the only thing about Golden State that might bite them in the butt is all the turnovers. I mean, Draymond Green, God love him, and he's a really great player, probably a Hall of Famer.
He's going to get thrown out again of a game.
But between the antics on the court, the technical fouls, and he's close to a suspension in some of these games. Yeah. And then this lackadaisical turning that ball over like that, it's going to cost him one day. But I will tell you, this Golden State Warriors team, man, this is a big middle finger, I think, to Kevin Durant, too. I think Kevin Durant takes a big hit in his
for leaving.
His legacy. If Golden State wins one without him.
But they had already won one without him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But he hasn't won one without them. And I don't know, man. I think Kevin Durant needs a championship.
Yeah, but I don't think his legacy takes a hit because we knew what that was going into that situation. We knew that he had to go team up with Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, and Steph Curry to get that ring. Then he wanted to leave and go do his own thing because once you're there, you're not one of the guys. Like, you're not one of the Warriors that came in. You weren't drafted to the Warriors. It's a 3-head monster. It's Draymond, it's Steph, it's Klay. So you say, hey, look, I got to go do my own thing. I got to get my own squad. Let me do some recruiting. Oh, you know what? Kyrie recruited me. But I don't think his legacy takes a hit because he left OKC because he couldn't get it done there. He allowed Golden State to come back from 3-1, mind you. And then he goes and he teams up with them, wins the championship, wins another championship, MVP both of those times, and he leaves. His legacy isn't going to take a hit because that's the reason why people they stopped messing with KD back then. They said, you have to go join the super team to win one. So I don't think his legacy takes a hit. It just is what it is.
Yeah, I respectfully disagree with that because until he wins one without joining a team, I think Brooklyn does have to win a championship or wherever he goes to where he can be the Batman. Now, he was the Batman with Steph there, and I admit that. But just in terms of, the conversation, I think it looks real bad for Kevin Durant if Golden State wins a championship after he leaves.
But the other side of that, too, is, it's not just KD. Because whenever KD is healthy, Maz, correct me if I'm wrong. Whenever KD is healthy, what are we talking about?
He's the best player in the world.
We're talking about that. When he's healthy, he's the best player on the planet. He's the best player in the NBA. OKC, what happened? James Harden leaves. Russell Westbrook, as we see, as an individual, you can't win a championship with Russell Westbrook. You just can't. Goes to Golden State, has success. He wins, leaves there. He goes to the Nets to win the championship. Insert James Harden. Insert Kyrie. Guess what? Exit Kyrie. Exit James Harden. So he's just dealt with a lot everywhere he's been in those situations. Go ahead, Master.
The latest picture I see now, and tell me this ain't going to be true, is Kyrie going over to the Lakers. Please tell me that that's not going to happen.
Did you see I Am an Athlete podcast when he was on there with, I want to say, LaShawn McCoy, Shady McCoy, Buffalo, Philly.
Yeah, of course.
And then who else was on
I
there?
didn't see it.
It was somebody else. They were asking him the conversation about LeBron. And I think Kyrie has done a really good job recently of kind of like putting all the information out there. He's like, hey, look, man, it wasn't LeBron. I made a decision. I left. I love LeBron and blah, blah, blah. It wasn't LeBron's fault, yada, yada. But they asked him, they said, you know what, if you weren't running and trying to go to another team, what would happen now if you listened to Le GM? He was like, well, I would have been a Laker right now. So I think he's setting it up, man. I think everybody thinks the grass is greener on the other side.
Yep, that is true.
You think the grass is green. It's like, you know what, I got my championship already. You know what, LeBron averaged 38, but guess what? So did I. It's LeBron's team. He came back from Miami. You know what? I got to go somewhere and get my own squad. I got to go to the Celtics. I think the Celtics and Danny Ainge can be a good fit. Then you go there, it doesn't work out, and you are who you are. And now you're looking back like, damn, I had a really good thing with LeBron. And I could have just kept following LeBron, and he didn't. And now he's dealing with it. But
the Nets still have his rights, right?
Yeah.
So he would have to go there on a trade.
I think there's a player option for this year. And I don't know if he says no to that unless the money doesn't. I don't know if he declines that player option. I believe he's got the player option. I
just don't want to see him go over there. I don't want to see that again. Please.
Well, speaking of
no, I was just gonna say, let me ask you this question, man. You sure?
Yeah.
Because Kyrie now realizing that, you know what, LeBron was the best thing I had. Our situation, our duo, our tag team was the best thing I had. I'm now in a better state of mind to let him be LeBron and let him be the man, and I could just do my thing on the side, but let him do his thing. LeBron kind of getting towards the end, waiting for Bronny. I don't know. I think I might want to see those two together.
I'd love to see the dysfunction. I would love to see the dysfunction.
Don't you see how happy I am right now that he's not in the playoffs? But I don't want to see him.
But I think that's part of it too, because it's been 7 years. If they team up next year with the Lakers at 2023 season, that they won it in 2016.
Yeah, 16.
That's 7 years ago. So do you think Kyrie and LeBron could recreate something that they had 7 years earlier?
I just don't want to. I don't want to hear about it.
I don't think so, but I think it would be great soap opera type stuff.
Because they'll be on every damn night. I don't want to see him.
I do not miss LeBron James this postseason.
You don't?
I do not. I mean, I think the Warriors give you everything that you could possibly want. I think the Miami-Boston series has been great. Memphis with John Morant coming into the league. And that series against Minnesota, that first round. When's the last time you were as excited about a first-round series? That series was great.
Basketball, in the play-in, and the first round of the NBA playoffs this year was really good. Now it's not. And I get it. It's 2-1 Boston Celtics. It's 3-0 Luka versus Steph Curry. Every other game, it's a blowout, or it's like you're not interested.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, all right, here's a game. Miami wins by a lot. Then the Celtics win by a lot. Then here comes Miami again. They're figuring out. Meanwhile, Miami is up 2-1. They have only won 2 quarters.
Yeah, it's incredible.
They've only won 2 quarters,
series.
and they're up 2-1.
And I would have, to be honest with you, I miss Chris Middleton more than I miss LeBron James, because I would have loved to have seen. No, but I would have loved to have seen that Milwaukee-Boston series with both teams at full strength. I think that would have been just an absolute downright epic series.
Only thing I miss, I just wish that AD was healthy. I wish AD was able to stay healthy for a season, because I want to see him take that next step. So that's the only thing I miss in the playoffs is AD and LeBron, but AD taking that next step and AD being the man in a playoff series.
That guy's allergic to being healthy.
You're 100% right about that.
Hey, speaking of the Lakers, is Juwan Howard going to coach them? We've got the answer to that. We feel like we knew the answer to that without this latest story coming out, but we'll have it for you next. Juwan Howard's going to stay at Michigan. No question about it. We'll have that next, plus NFL talk. A lot of people high on the Detroit Lions this year. We'll tell you about that. But first, a message from Guardian
They're
Alarm.
exactly that, high.
Guardian Alarm, boy, do they get it. They're your local security experts, have been for over 90 years. They keep you safe, give you peace of mind, whether you're at home or on the road. They're 24/7 local monitoring. Make sure what is important to you is safe. Call 1-800-STAY-OUT for peace of mind. That number again, 1-800-STAY-OUT. Right now, let them know Woodward Sports sent you. We'll be right back.
He's going deep, right side. Oh, that is Edwards out there. He goes up in the air at the goal line.
Hey, it's Braylon Edwards here, wanting to welcome the sports marketing agency to Woodward Sports Network, to the family. Glad to have you guys. For the last decade, the sports marketing agency has literally leveraged athletes around issues such as mental health and substance abuse.
Glad that we can finally start trying to get the stigma off of mental health that's been there for all these years.
New to the game or a season better? OddsTrader.com has everything you need to make the right bet ahead of kickoff. Begin your handicapping journey with OddsTrader. Improve your edge by finding the best price on every game from sportsbooks in your backyard. Take advantage of the numerous sign-up bonus offers to pad your bankroll. Dive into key game statistics, player performance, and even account for the projected game day weather. Best of all, you can use the OddsTrader bet tracker to keep a log of your action. Welcome to OddsTrader, and best of luck.
Woodward Sports Network on a Monday. Hopefully y'all are settling into your week just nicely. I kind of like this weather a little cool like it is. I mean,
yeah. Hey, we were talking, man, like, what was it? We talked at the beginning of last week. I told you and Maz, I said, and you agreed, I am not a hot guy. I do not like 80. I don't like 90 and 95 and 88
50
and
to
humid and all
75.
that.
That's
I don't
my
like
25 degree range.
64 to 74. That's the window.
I dig that.
That's a good window.
64 to 74.
I mean, I think a 50 to 75 is a good
That's great,
25
too.
degree
Yeah, it
window.
is.
I mean,
I agree.
I'm giving you all a lot to work with there.
Too bad we can't pick that, right?
I mean, you
not
could.
up
I
to
guess
us.
you could go to San Diego if you'd like.
Oh, I wish. I wish.
Let's stick in California, guys, where they're missing some basketball down there in Los Angeles.
Both teams.
Did you see LeBron James? We just talked about we don't miss him. Well, at least Maz and I don't. Bray,
It's not that I necessarily miss him, but I mean, you know, the reason why I say this, and you know, stay with me for a second, Maz. I know Maz is not like LeBron James. LeBron James is great. He's one of the greatest players of all time. I don't want to do the ranking systems because I don't want to start that stuff. But he's not in my top 5. But he's one of the greatest players of all time.
Yes.
He won't be here soon. Like, he'll be done playing soon. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I say you miss him, because you want to have him as long as you can. You're a guy that talks about wanting to see extra games, wanting to see the greats. That's the only thing I miss, is because I know you're going to legitimately turn on the TV in about a year or two, and there'll be no more LeBron James. You're like, dang, I wish he would have been able to play in that series. So I just miss him from that standpoint, not necessarily him chasing more records and more, you know, trying to stack the numbers so they can continue to say that he's better than Jordan, which is blasphemy. But I miss that. I miss the fact that he's great. It's like Tom Brady.
That's a great point, Braylon. Because let me examine this. Let me try to work through my feelings with this, because I think one of the great parts about being a sports fan is having that villain, having a team, a player that you hate.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan was that guy early for me with the battle with the Pistons. As it went on and the Pistons fell off, you grow to respect Michael Jordan. You want to see him. I feel like that's the same way with LeBron James. You know, coming up to Cleveland, he pretty much ended the going to work Pistons run. And I never liked him. And now I do appreciate him. But I kind of feel with this playoff run that I don't miss him. And I was ready for Tom Brady. This might be blasphemous, too.
To retire.
But I was ready for Brady to retire. I was like, you know what? The game's got Allen and Mahomes and Herbert and all these great young quarterbacks. You're not going to miss him on the field because the NFL is in good hands without Tom Brady. I feel like the NBA is also in good hands without LeBron James.
I will agree with you 100% on both facets. The NBA is in great hands. The NFL is even in better hands. But the difference is with Tom Brady, you want time to retire because you're a Michigan guy, and you want time to retire on top. Like, he won the Super Bowl last year, but this year still looked good, led the league in passing, led the league in touchdowns, and hell, he still did his thing in the fourth quarter, especially the last 5 minutes of the Rams game. So to your point, as a Michigan guy, you're like, hey, Tom, you're good.
Right.
Like, hey, you look good. You went out. You're not going out like Ben Roethlisberger.
Exactly.
You look good. So that's part of that for you.
No doubt. Now, we said that we don't miss LeBron for the most part, but he certainly misses us.
This is what he put up last week.
Yeah.
Just added a blue.
Exactly.
Games are on, and this is what he puts out.
It's a weird feeling to feel so alone sometimes with the old thought bubble.
Then he comes back with another one.
Get a look at it here.
But sometimes.
Is there a second one?
They're
Man, it's right there.
Oh, but sometimes you just want to be alone. Oh, sorry.
They both
look the same.
They look exact
both
same.
look
I was
the
like,
same.
what in the world is going on? But yeah, so LeBron James. And we'll see. You know what? LeBron got exactly what he deserved. He played general manager with that team last year. He had to have Russ instead of keeping KCP and adding who was the player that they said they could add?
Buddy Hield.
No, from the Bulls.
It was a couple. It was Buddy Hield, DeMar DeRozan.
Yeah, DeRozan.
It was
DeRozan, that's right.
So this is what was on the table before Le GM took over. Caruso wanted to stay. He wanted to take less money with the Lakers than he was paid with Chicago.
Yep.
So Caruso stays. KCP obviously wanted to stay, and you didn't realize
Because you need defense,
100%. You need bench players.
Yeah.
Too, because KCP started for them, but he could have came off the bench. So you got KCP comes back. Caruso's back on that team. Insert DeMar DeRozan. Kyle Lowry was also an option there. You got Buddy Hield. Buddy Hield's the guy they wanted to get. He can shoot the hell out of the ball. Buddy Hield is always second in the league in three-pointers made, only to Steph Curry. You would have had all of that, but instead, the GM says, you know what? Me and Russ can make this work, man. Let's say he's got a movie coming out about L.A. and being from L.A. and he's born in L.A. He's from L.A. It's a great story. We can win with him. People say that he can't win. I'm going to show you that he can't win. I can make anybody win, but guess what? No, you can't.
And he's not going to make Juwan Howard win either.
Ooh.
Juwan Howard, apparently there's been an overture from the Los Angeles Lakers to inquire if Juwan Howard would be interested in this job. I'm not sure what overture means,
This
but
is the
here's
second time we've heard this.
Yeah, here's the Woj bomb. Adrian Wojnarowski says that Michigan head coach Juwan Howard recently declined an LA Lakers overture on the franchise's head coaching job. Howard is coaching his two sons, Jace and Jet, in Ann Arbor. Now, I do think there is something at play here when it comes to being able to coach your two kids, but I think it's more than that for Juwan Howard too. And I've said this before when we first brought this possibility up of Juwan Howard coaching the Lakers.
Yeah.
I think it's way more than just his kids. I do. I think the allure of coaching at the University of Michigan and having a home base. Juwan Howard played like 18 years in the NBA. He has lived his life on the road. That is a very difficult life to live. And at some point, you do get sick of it. Now, what's in his heart? I don't know. I believe having some roots in Ann Arbor, having a home in Ann Arbor, and then you can go do whatever you want. But I think being the head coach at Michigan is enough for Juwan Howard. His kids obviously are a very big part of that.
Yeah.
But kids aside, I think he really enjoys being the head basketball coach at the University of Michigan.
Definitely has something to do with his kids, but to your point, it's bigger than his kids, and I don't want to say that, disrespect his family, but it's bigger than his kids. He's Fab Five. Like, Juwan Howard is a part of NCAA royalty. He's a part of royalty. What they were able to do in that snapshot from 90 to 93 or 94 was amazing. And then they came back. They got the banners taken down, but then the reemergence, the resurgence, like Juwan Howard's. Side note, let me step back. The reason why his name always comes up when LeBron's around is because they played together. Well, they played together in Miami,
and then
he was there. He was assistant coach, so that's why his name always comes up. But going back to Michigan, Juwan Howard is Michigan. He embodies Michigan. He wants to be in that program. He wants to help young men, teach them the game and get them to the NBA or get them graduated and get them into the real world. I just really see him as a guy that just likes the process of that. He likes to be Michigan. He wants to see Michigan win, and he wants to be the guy that makes Michigan win.
And can you help me for a minute, whether it's Maz or Braylon? I have a question for you guys. What year are we currently in?
2022.
2022. When did the Lakers last win an NBA championship?
2020.
2020.
Yeah, the bubble.
Excuse me. They won a championship 2 freaking years ago. And their head coach is fired now. Why would Juwan Howard or any other coach that has a stable job want to go do that? Yeah. You've literally got to win the NBA championship every year, or 2 out of 3, or 3 out of 7.
Or it can be competitive and make the playoffs.
To at least not be fired. That's a whole hell of a lot of pressure to uproot your family and move.
Vogel would be there, but last year he had a terrible year, and this year they had a terrible year.
Heaven forbid.
LeBron obviously everybody was injured last year, but also with that, then you got to deal with LeBron James.
Yeah.
Like if you go there, it's tiring. You got to go to a situation where you may want to do other things. You may want to make other moves, but guess what? You're getting vetoed because Le GM, a.k.a. Le owner, he runs that team. So you don't want to be in a situation like that where you have no say.
Look at Riley and Spoelstra. Yeah. We're still talking about them because guess what? They were in the bubble. They finished second.
That's who they beat.
Right. Yeah. They're going back. They're trying to get back again. Lakers are a non-entity now.
And I do think it's easier to be a college basketball coach than a college football coach.
Well, especially it might have been back in the day before NIL.
No, but I think even with NIL, because you're basically just trying to go get a kid for 1 year. You don't have to keep him.
Right.
You know, I mean, after 1 year, the chances are that kid is going pro anyway.
That's what John Calipari says.
Football, you got to keep him for 3 years.
Calipari has been saying for ever since he took the job in Kentucky, and they really took over in terms of being the number one recruiting class every year until Duke figured out the formula and Mike Krzyzewski. Calipari said this, look, I tell these recruits all the time, you better get it in 1 year because somebody's coming to take your spot next year. That's his motto, but now everybody's catching up to that motto, and then NIL makes it even.
When was the last time Kentucky was a champion? A long time ago.
2000. Anthony Davis.
Was it 18?
It was AD. No, 18.
It's a long time ago.
2013.
There you go.
Yeah, it was
might have been before that.
Nah, because AD was after John Wall, so it was like John Wall, Boogie Cousins, and Booker.
Wow.
And they didn't win, and AD was after them. AD won.
I forgot. That's how long ago.
2014 or 15.
Wow.
So Kansas last won Kentucky last won the championship in 12.
I said 13.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been a minute. That's AD.
See, those one and dones don't always work.
Kentucky beat Kansas. Guys, we're going to just change it up, get to the NFL next. 2 national sportscasters believe that the Detroit Lions are a pretty good bet to win the NFC North Division. We'll have that sound for you, that audio for you next. But first, the message. And they weren't drinking Gypsy Vodka, but they should.
They should have been drinking Gypsy Vodka. Gypsy Vodka, guess what? Adam and Mike, you did it with this one. Gypsy Vodka is smooth. And now, not only are they doing Gypsy Vodka, not only are they doing Moscow Mule in a can, they are also doing the mulligan. You see the shirt. It's golf season. What does the hat say? Golf season. You want a mulligan? Got to get a mulligan. You know what I'm saying? If you want to get a mulligan, how about not a golf mulligan? How about you get a drink mulligan? Enjoy your summer on that golf course with Gypsy Vodka. That's because it's corn distilled 6 times using artesian spring water in the vodka. Amazing. Go to your liquor store right now. Ask for them by name, Gypsy Vodka. And remember, if you're going to drink, always drink responsibly.
Hi, I'm Kay Cunningham. I'm proud to partner with Hall Financial, the mortgage company known for 5-star service. Don't just take my word for it. Check out their 5,000 5-star reviews for yourself. Go to callhallfirst.com and get started with your 5-star experience today.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan. Woo!
With 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area and more coming, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals on unlimited tanning. Head to chilipepperstanning.com.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
Woodward Sports Network, thank you guys so much for choosing Woodward Sports Network as your source for sports talk. If you are watching on YouTube, go ahead and hit that like button for us. We'll try to get over 100 likes before the end of hour number 1. Thanks so much for doing that. And if you have not already subscribed to Woodward Sports, please do so as well. Our YouTube channel, over 25,000 subscribers, coming up on 25,500 subscribers. Pretty good stuff here. Little old Woodward Sports Network making waves.
Not bad. Leaving Twitter now and heading on over to the YouTube channel.
Yeah, did we leave a while back, or
I'm
were
not
still
sure.
up? I think. Oh yeah, we left a little bit ago.
We can say thanks.
But thank you if you're watching on Twitter, guys. I want to just talk about the Detroit Lions, if I could, because
please do.
Recently in the news, this is within the last day or so, Bill Simmons and Warren Sharp had a conversation about the Detroit Lions. They seem to be a lot of people's quote-unquote sexy pick to be good this year, to make a significant impact this year, to potentially go from worst to first this year. Now, I could say it as a slappy, a clown, whatever you want to call me. I'm fine with that. But, you see little bits and pieces of, this guy saying it, and that guy saying it, this guy saying it, and that guy saying it, and here's a couple more guys that are saying it.
Any sleepers for you?
I think one team that's interesting, although this would be a major long shot, and basically you're needing something to fall apart with the Packers' early schedule here, and that could be potentially the Detroit Lions coming out of nowhere. We know that I really like their rest advantage. They also have the 5th easiest schedule based upon who they play this season, and so they're a team look. I think with the Lions you want to swing big with these guys. Either you don't want to back them, or you want to back them to have a really turnaround season. And we know Jared Goff has major limitations from an upside perspective, but with
his stats weren't bad down the stretch.
With reasonable
honestly,
enough coaching.
Detroit plus 850 for the NFC North.
Yeah,
I'm with
Detroit
you, man.
Plus
850, the Packers
playoffs, Detroit playoffs.
Yeah, what if Aaron Jones pulls a hammy in week 2, or I don't know, the Lions finish the season strong if they got Jameson Williams back in time for the start of the year. I'm on Ross St. Brown. Yeah, he's going to be a big fantasy guy this year, but I thought the Goff numbers down the stretch were pretty intriguing. I'm not a giant Goff fan, but he has succeeded before. Now, he had a lot of good weapons around him, and obviously Sean McVay couldn't wait to get rid of him, but to me, he's at least more of a certainty than Zach Wilson is.
And guys, just to refresh you, remember, that's Bill Simmons. Used to be on ESPN, got his own thing going on the Ringer now. Warren Sharp, the porn stash guy. He is a great follow at Sharp Football. He's got about 300,000 followers. He's got the NFL analytics and visual data at Sharp Football Analysis. So this guy knows his ball.
I fall for the banana in the tailpipe every year. Yeah, I'm the guy that thinks Charlie Brown is going to eventually kick that football, and I understand that. I get it.
Lucy has something to say about that.
Exactly, but how all these other guys are seeing the same thing, it does make me feel a little bit better about this season coming up.
I mean, you should feel better about the season coming up. We looked at the schedule. It's a very favorable schedule. And we talked about that when we first knew the schedule back in, February? Yeah. Before we knew the actual dates and the times. We talked about it's a favorable schedule. They should be a lot better than they were last year. They started a structure. They're playing for Dan Campbell. They added some pieces, and then you add the draft. You add Aiden Hutchinson. You add Jameson Williams. So they're going to be a better team. They're going to compete. I know they're going to be a better team. I know they're going to compete. I know that they're going to give everybody a run for their money, with the exception of we know who, the Buffalo Bills. But with that being said, they're still not going to jump up and be this over 8.5 team.
And let me say this too, Maz. I will speak for myself and not say we. I need it. I need them to be good. I want them to be good. Part of being a sports fan too is having freaking hope.
Yeah.
I feel like we can have a little bit of hope with this football team. So when you hear guys like this talk, or anybody.
Dan Orlovsky, Mina Kimes, Pat McAfee.
Who's the quarterback that I hate? Chris Sims.
They're all on board.
Everybody seems to be on board with this, and they're all saying the same things, and it does give more hope. It does give more life to this. It does put more fuel on the bandwagon, for lack of a better way to say it.
We're getting the cool kids starting to like us.
And
That's
that's the feeling,
Yeah.
right? I mean, and our teams suck.
Yes.
The Tigers suck.
There's no
the
hope
Red
there.
Wings suck.
No hope.
The Pistons, they
They're-
still
they're-
suck.
yeah.
I mean, no offense. They won 20 games last year,
Yeah.
whatever.
They've
So
been
they still suck, and you're still a ways away. But, man, the Lions feel like they're the closest team you have to a good
Competitive
professional
team.
sports team.
When a team only wins 20 games, you don't have to apologize for saying they suck, because they do. Now, we know they're young and we know they're getting better, Ryan, but you're right. They suck. Now, with that being said,
they were also slapped together.
Exactly, but they're figuring out. They're young.
Yeah.
I get that. That's why I say, but they suck. With that being said, the Detroit Lions were in the media all last year because of who? Matt Stafford. So they talked about the Lions a lot because every other conversation last year was Matt Stafford. Oh, he left Detroit and now he's winning. So now you got to focus on Detroit. That's one. Two, Dan Campbell, before the season even started, the knee slappers, you know what I'm saying, the venti from Starbucks and the knee slappers,
The knee biters.
what it was, the double venti and the double shot. That's what it was. Everybody got excited with his persona. Oh, who's this guy? What's this guy going to be? So that put them on the map. Now insert end of the season. Now you get Hard Knocks. So now people know you're going to be on Hard Knocks. That's talked about. Now you get the NFL draft in 2024. The Lions are in the media in terms of the NFL. Every time you turn around, something has happened for the Detroit Lions in the media. Insert the NFL draft. What are they going to do? Are they going to take, hey, Aiden Hutchinson? Is he going to be available? Are they taking Kayvon Thibodeau? Number two, are they trading up? What's going to happen? Take Aiden Hutchinson, and then they make the move of the player. I mean, of the draft. They move up 20 spots to select Jameis Williams. They move up, so they keep talking about them. So they're always in the media right now, which causes analysts, journalists, radio personalities, podcast personalities to talk about them and think about them and start maybe overvaluing what they think they might be this year, because they're talking about right now is the Detroit Lions.
Now.
You're not talking about the AFC.
Now let's talk about us as Lion fans. Let's put up the tweet by Warren Sharp, and he'll tell you when each NFL team last made the playoffs. If you look at this is how you know you're a Detroit Lions fan. Count those years, Ryan.
The years between Miami and Detroit.
Look how it drops. The last time the Dolphins won was what year?
2000.
No, I'm talking about make the playoffs.
Oh.
It was 2000. You got to go back 9 years to 1991. The last time the Lions
won a playoff.
Look at that
The
list.
Dolphins made
Look
the
at the
playoffs more
gaping
recent
holes.
than that. The Dolphins, they made the playoffs more recent than 2000.
Yeah, the last time they won a playoff game,
Gotcha.
the Dolphins was in 2000.
Who was the quarterback of that team?
The last time Oakland won a playoff game, Las Vegas,
It was
Oakland.
Pennington.
Might have been in 2000.
I think Pennington might have been the quarterback in 2000.
But when you look at that, and you have to see all those years, and then wait, the last team on the bottom of the list. So anytime anyone is tooting our horn, that's what we have to work. That's
Exactly.
This is what's in our mind. That list is in our mind.
How about the last?
They beat Emmitt Smith and Troy Aikman when they were basically second-year players.
Babies.
How about the last time that the Pittsburgh Steelers won a playoff game was in 2016? That's a long time for them.
For them.
You know, I mean, talk about that. And then Dallas, 2016 as well.
Yeah.
That's Dak's rookie year.
Yeah.
No, really?
That was Dak and Zeke's rookie year.
That was the Lions pass interference game.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
no.
right.
That's their last
Wow,
playoff
you're right.
win.
That could have been us. We
Yeah.
could have had that
Yeah.
2016.
You're right. They got a bye.
Yeah.
They got a bye, and then they lost to Green Bay. That's
Yeah.
what it was. You're right.
I'll
That was
be
Tony
damned.
Romo.
Guys, there was a team that made a really good signing in the NFL. And this is kind of what we've been talking about for a while. I'm going to let you know what that is next. But first, a message from MyBookie.
That's right, mybookie.ag. It's where I put all my sports wagering in. If you're a first-timer to sports wagering, you got to get on board and get with MyBookie. Use the promo code Woodward. They will double your first deposit all the way up to $1,000. That's free money in your pocket. Got an NBA game tonight, a couple of NHL games as well. You got the Celtics trying to get even with the Heat. We'll see how that one rolls. and that one's going to be a hell of a game. The other night, if you missed it, get on board tonight with the promo code Woodward. MyBookie. Bet time. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. If you have a gambling problem, please use the Michigan Problem Gambling Hotline, 1-800-270-7117.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Hello? Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
Hey gang, I want to tell you about Wingsnob, fresh, juicy, hormone-free chicken. That's right, Wingsnob has the best traditional wings. Try out those signature sauces, Jamaican jerk and lemon pepper. Wings toss perfection in any sauce you pick. When the wings are this good, you're allowed to be a snob. Order online, look for a location near you. Wingsnob.com, Wingsnob.com. We just have better wings. That's right. If you're watching on YouTube, thanks so much. Hit that like button for us. We'd certainly appreciate it. It helps YouTube push our content out to more people. Guys, the Lions miss out again. It appears that way, and I think it is a miss. Nick Foles has signed a 2-year deal with the Indianapolis Colts to back up Matt Ryan. So Nick Foles reunites with Frank Reich,
There you go.
former Chicago Bear. But nonetheless, this is how you do it. You get a serviceable backup.
Yes.
Matt Ryan, the starting quarterback in Indianapolis, and a very capable backup in Nick Foles that if Matt Ryan goes down for 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, what have you, your season isn't devastated or over like the Detroit Lions. And this is the exact scenario I've been banging that drum about for months. Now, again, we have not even gotten to training camp yet, so I'm going to let things kind of play out. But as it currently stands, if Jared Goff gets hurt this year, even one game, it's just over.
Let me ask you a question. You said, we haven't gotten to training camp yet. Why do we need to get to training camp? We know who TB12 is, and we know who David Blau is. We don't have no, and I'm agreeing with you. We don't have to get to training camp. We know what they are. We were talking about this literally back in March, February. I said I wanted Marcus Mariota to come here. I wanted a comparable backup. I wanted a guy that could push Jared Goff and maybe even, hey, you know what? I'm better than you, and take his job. You got to have players, man. I told you guys what Rex said. You want your backup quarterback to be better than the last 4 starting quarterbacks in the NFL. You want your backup quarterback to be somewhere in there. So, if you get a situation where Matt Ryan goes down, I think I trust a guy that's Super Bowl MVP. I think I trust a guy who's had a Mike's contract before. You gotta have a comparable backup if you want to win in this league.
And this is why they're not doing it. And I've told you this. They don't want us, I'm just going to count us as Lion fans, screaming to put Nick Foles in the game. Okay? They have Jared Goff. They are going with him, and they don't want him to have any freaking competition. And that, to me, you're playing with fire.
If you are making personnel decisions based on what the fans think or who the fans will be calling for, I mean, you've already lost. And I don't think that's what this organization is doing. I think they believe in Jared Goff, and I think they believe in I think they believe in TB12 for whatever reason.
I don't think it's that. I think Maz is on to something. I think it's more along the lines of, look what happened with Jared Goff after the Super Bowl with the Rams. Slowly but surely, Sean McVay started losing more and more faith in what he could be as a Rams starting quarterback moving forward towards the future. And then eventually, what does he do? He lets Jared Goff go. He trades Jared Goff this way. And you saw the play. You saw the play in the playoffs where Jared Goff did whatever he did. And then you saw Sean McVay. And you knew that was it, right? So his confidence is very fragile. His confidence is very fragile. So if you have somebody come in, that's a guy that could start.
Yeah.
That's a guy that can make some waves. That's a guy that can scare Jared or scare Goff. How is his confidence level going to be? How is his security going to be? Like how is his mindset, and how is he going to be in the season when he knows he has somebody breathing down his neck? So with that being said, that's why they don't want to bring anybody in. Maz is 100% right. They want Jared Goff to have all the confidence in the world in himself, that he's got the job, he's good, this is his team, this is his offense. Come on, we trust you to move us into the future. I think that's what it is. Maz is right.
Go back to the old school. What are fans always screaming for in hockey?
Next up.
In hockey, they want the backup goaltender the minute the goalie is bad. And in football, they want the backup instead of the guy that's starting.
Braylon, you could speak to this obviously more than Maz and I can. Is if your quarterback is so freaking fragile that he cannot have any competition behind him, that ain't a good quarterback. And I'm not saying that's what Jared Goff is, but under the scenario that you two are talking about right now, it makes it sound like that's the case.
Well, you know what? Sometimes in the NFL, sometimes in professional sports, that's what you do. You got to protect your players. I'll take you through a scenario right now. When I was with the New York Jets, we had red light, amber light, green light for Mark Sanchez. And what that meant is we have plays that if it's a red light, that means all he can do is go through his one read. Don't go to 2, don't go to 3. If that read isn't there, throw it down or throw the check down. Throw it to the check down. If it's amber, that means you can go 1 to 2. If it's green, then you got the green light. That was only 3 plays that he had the green light. Meanwhile, we went to back-to-back AFC championships with this guy. So sometimes in the NFL, sometimes in professional sports, GMs, owners, coaches, they will protect certain players. And I know you're 100% right. If you got to protect a guy like that, then he's not your guy.
It's not your
you're
long-term answer for
100%
sure.
right. But it happens. Because think about it. They drafted him in 2009. That red light, amber light, green light situation was implemented in 2009.
Who was your backup back then in those years?
Kellen Clemens from Oregon.
Kellen Clemens.
Pretty decent backup.
Yeah, he won the
You
game. In 2009, I think Mark got hurt. We played Tampa in Tampa. This is when Aqib Talib was still playing for the Bucks. We beat Tampa with Kellen Clemens, and then in 2010, Mark Brunell came in the game, and we beat Buffalo last game of the season. So yeah, we had those were our backups.
See, I like a veteran
and
like
Kevin
that.
O'Connell, coach of the Minnesota Vikings.
Don't you like to have a veteran like that sitting on the bench?
And not only that, but I feel like as an extra set of eyes to make me better too, right? If I'm Jared Goff, I would love to be sitting in a room with Nick Foles, watching film together. You know, I mean, breaking down plays.
Do you think Tim Boyle or David Blau is going to tell him, "Hey, man, we should have went here"? I'm not listening to them. I'm not listening to those guys.
I think that's a great point, Maz. That's a great point. I mean, your quarterback room, your starting quarterback is not better when your backup quarterback is somebody like that. And no offense to those guys. I mean, those guys are working their tails off. And I do not take any pleasure coming in here and knocking these guys because
I'm talking as a fan.
As a fan. I mean, these are human beings that work their asses off to get to where they are. I don't like talking bad about them. But on the other end, Jared Goff is not better because those two guys are his backup. Now, Nick Foles will help Matt Ryan be a better starter. Matt Ryan is going to go to the Hall of Fame, by the way, and Nick Foles will help him this year.
With that being said, though, when I was in the receiver rooms, you got guys that are, we call them practice squad guys. You got guys that are special teams guys, but they're wide receivers, so they're in the room. They may be, the 5th, 6th guy, 7th guy on the depth chart. Just because those guys were practice squad guys, or just because those guys didn't start or were second string, when you have meetings, they still bust balls, and you still have to listen. Like that, I literally had a bunch of wideouts, or when I was playing, be like, man, what route was that? Man, that route was ugly. That route was trash. No, you dropped that one. You got it's sport. You know what I'm saying? Those guys were once the man in college or wherever they're from. Those guys know the game as well. So with that being said, it's just like Dan Orlovsky talked about. When Dan Orlovsky talked about being in the room with Matt Stafford telling him he made that throw because he know he can make it. And he know he couldn't make it. But I guarantee you, Dano was telling Matt on certain stuff like, I wouldn't have went that way. I think you should have took the check down right here. Guys that are in the NFL, you can't take that lightly and disrespect it. They made the team. They made the league. So, if you see it and they're right, you got to listen to them.
Yeah, but what are you saying to those guys? Hey, take a hike, man. Sit your ass back down in the practice squad.
Nah, because you develop a friendship, and you develop kind of like a brotherhood. Like once the season gets going, you get through the OTAs, which we'll talk about Kyler Murray in a minute, but you get through the OTAs, you get through the training camp, and you get to the season, you guys develop the chemistry where, you can let that go. And I'm not going to disrespect anybody and be like, oh, man, you know what? The hell with you.
Guys, it was announced the in-season Hard Knocks will feature the Arizona Cardinals. Might be an interesting one, too, because Kyler Murray is not going to show up to OTAs. He has been disgruntled. If you're the Detroit Lions, do you make it a run at that guy? Seriously, do you make a run at Kyler Murray, and would he put you over the top? I'm going to ask you guys that next, but first, a message from SMA.
The sports marketing agency helps spread awareness about mental health and substance abuse. The new podcast, This is the F Word, helps spread awareness about both topics, man. This is the F Word, talking about fentanyl. They just want to have the conversation and let you know it is okay to not be okay. Go to thesportsma.com. Anybody you know, maybe it's you, maybe it's somebody you know. Somebody needs some help. Somebody can get some information. So visit their website. Sean Jordan does an amazing job. I promise you. Go visit the website, thesportsma.com.
Life is full of hard choices. We're here to make one of life's biggest decisions as simple as possible. My name is Christina Gennari, and for over 20 years, I've helped hundreds of families buy and sell homes. We cover all of Metro Detroit and more, from large luxury homes to starter homes. We will work hard to make sure that you get the home of your dreams. So if you're in the market today or even thinking about buying or selling in the future, make the obvious choice. Christina Gennari, the obvious choice in real estate. Visit us at soldchristina.com today.
Fellas, let's be honest. We like things to be easy. We like simple stuff, like sports 7 days a week. We like things uncomplicated, like Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Sign in, sit down, watch your favorite team play. And before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Yeah.
Definitely a coach staff or something.
Woodward Sports Network. We got a couple of guys in studio we'll talk to momentarily. They're putting on a football camp at Baldock in Detroit for high school age kids. Just a little bit learn about the recruiting process and all that good stuff. Take control of your recruitment. Hey, if you're watching on YouTube, we certainly thank you for that, and we appreciate it very much if you'd hit that like button for us. Braylon Edwards, Ryan Ermanni, Tom Mazawey, talking a little Detroit Lions now. It's no secret that Kyler Murray has been very disgruntled in Arizona. He scrubbed all his social media with anything that had to do with the Arizona Cardinals. There was that bizarre letter online.
The worst agent ever.
From his agent. I mean, how does that agent allow something like that to get written?
How is he still his agent? Like after you post something like that as an agent that made you look terrible and it made your client look bad, how is he still his agent?
Maybe they talked about it. Maybe Kyler said, "All right, go ahead, go for it." Think about it. When they got slaughtered here at Ford Field.
Yep.
Do you think that kind of maybe shook them to the core, because they never were the same team after that?
No doubt, they were not, and you cannot deny this guy's talent, though, Kyler Murray. I mean, I don't know what his head is like, what's in his head, but I can tell you he's a very talented player. I mean, they were the top seed in the NFC for the longest time this season until they weren't, until DeAndre Hopkins went down and their season went south. But I do think Kyler Murray is a player that instantly makes you a playoff contender instantly. And I think he is better than Jared Goff. I think it is.
You think?
I think it is somebody you have to make a run at, if available. I don't see why you wouldn't at least put a phone call to him.
I wouldn't make a run at Baker. I wouldn't make a run at Kyler Murray, and this is why.
It's the other Oklahoma guy.
I'm telling you. I wouldn't make a run at either one of them. But I wouldn't make a run at Kyler Murray because literally if you bring Kyler Murray in, like, you're going to be excited for half a season. You're going to be excited because he's not Jared Goff. You're going to be excited because he's going to escape the pocket. He's going to do some electric stuff. He's going to do some of the things that you see other quarterbacks doing that we haven't had, and you're going to get excited. Oh, that's why we bought him here. And then after a couple games, you're going to realize the stuff that you were talking about Kyler Murray when he was playing in Arizona. He's too short. Can't see over the line of scrimmage. When he has those moments, like those really good games, doesn't seem to perform under pressure. Doesn't seem to take that next step. And that's what you're going to be dealing with. Kyler Murray was amazing at Oklahoma. It's a college game. It's a college game. Yeah, DNs and rush ends, yeah, they're fast in college. They're just like the NFL, but they're not as smart as when you get to the NFL and you're studying tape and you're learning tape. Kyler Murray can go out there and dance around like Michael Jackson and Chris Brown and throw touchdowns. He can moonwalk to the end zone in the Big 12. That stuff doesn't work in the NFL when you got guys coming off the edge like TJ Watt. When you got guys coming off the edge now like your boy Micah Parsons, where they're not just fast, they're also intelligent. They also know what you're going to do. They stop you in your tracks. That stuff is not going to work, and that's why he hasn't had success in the bigger moments and the full and the what is it called, the full length of a season.
So you think he's done?
I don't think he's done, but I think what you're seeing,
he's not elite.
I think what you're seeing out of him is he'll never pass the top tier quarterback. Like top tier will be his cap for me, and he's probably in 11 game, which is not bad. But his cap is probably 11 games, get to the playoffs, lose in the first round. That's who he is. That's what he's shown so far. And it's every year at the end of the season, he and Cliff Kingsbury, they both falter. They both look bad for the last month of the season, which is December and now January this season. They didn't just lose to the Lions in December. They were 1-4.
How much do you put on Kyler Murray? How much do you put on Cliff Kingsbury? Because remember, this is the guy, this is a coach who couldn't win with Patrick Mahomes in college.
Was it 13 and 30
something ridiculous like that.
But he's a genius. He's a boy genius. Isn't that what they say? He's a Sean McVay guy.
But that's what I'm trying to say. I mean, that's what I'm trying to say.
A lot goes on him. You're right. A lot goes on him.
If you think that Kyler Murray is better than Jared Goff, I would tell you that I think that many people believe Jared Goff's ceiling for the Lions would be something along the lines of a 10, 11-win season and a first-round playoff exit, maybe a win somewhere. Many people believe that's what Jared Goff's
because it is
ceiling is.
Okay, so if you could pull this off and forget the numbers right now as far as salary cap, if you could trade, if the Cardinals would take Jared Goff and 2 number 1 picks, you wouldn't trade for Kyler Murray?
I don't even know if you got to trade 2 number 1 picks.
I don't know if I'd trade 2 ones.
I wouldn't know, because at the end of the day, I would just stick with Jared Goff. Because you're going to bring Kyler Murray in, and I'm telling you, he's going to have those moments where he's electric. He's going to have one of those games where he throws for 315 and rushes for 105 and two touchdowns rushing, 3 touchdowns passing. But he's going to have a bunch of those games too where can't see over the line of scrimmage. When he gets into the scrum, he makes those mistakes. He throws the interception.
Do you remember who the offensive line is for him now? Can you compare it to Arizona's?
Yeah, obviously one of the best lines in the league, so it's much better here.
I would take him in a freaking New York minute.
Dumb question for you. Jimmy Garoppolo is going to be traded before.
No, I don't want him.
No,
he's
terrible.
the same guy.
You got Goff.
Yeah, he's the same. He's better looking. That's it.
I think he's probably a smidge better.
Maybe
at decision making. Maybe a smidge better.
I mean, he's a guy that's been to a couple of NFC Championship games, a Super Bowl.
He was.
I'm just saying. I'm just throwing it out there. I don't like him.
He's in his 30s already.
Yeah, 30.
Oh, he's this
30.
This 30?
Young for a QB.
Born November 2nd, 1991.
Okay. How crazy is this, though? Jimmy Garoppolo was about 5 yards away from a much different story. He overthrew Emmanuel Sanders on that post route when he was wide open.
Bowl.
If he catches that, if he drops the dime, which he was wide open, and Jimmy G didn't get pressure, he took his time in the pocket, great protection, throws the ball 5 yards ahead of him, and I was thinking it was like 4 minutes left in the game. If they catch that, they win the Super Bowl, I think. It's a whole nother conversation we're about Jimmy G.
Forget about this year. You know how we always talk about, well, just stick with Jared Goff, right? Stick with Jared Goff, and then the hope is that you win enough games this year where you're not even in a position to be picking a quarterback high next year. You're not going to get one of those guys next year, and you're not going to be able to package picks to get up there either, because if there's a team sitting there at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that needs a quarterback, they're going to take the quarterback, I would assume. So your hope for as a Lions fan would be to get one of these guys that are disgruntled, like a Matt Ryan going to Indianapolis, like a Matt Stafford getting traded to the L.A. Rams, Russell Wilson going to the Broncos.
Those are all Super Bowl quarterbacks you're talking about.
Exactly. But what I'm trying to say is Kyler Murray that level of quarterback that you turn to if this thing doesn't work out with Jared Goff? Is he? I'm just maybe not Kyler Murray, but what kind of quarterback are you getting? A Mitchell Trubisky? Mitchell Trubisky isn't better than Jared Goff. I mean,
no, he's not.
Marcus Mariota probably isn't either.
No, he's not. He doesn't even try to go down the field.
So if
he's a dump off guy.
If you try to upgrade, you try to upgrade your quarterback position after next season,
you can't.
You have to do it with a guy like Kyler Murray, right?
Yes, you have to trade for a guy now because now you've passed the rookie thing already.
Yeah.
We said draft a rookie quarterback. We said Malik Willis. I mean, forget that we said number 2. We said get a quarterback this draft. They didn't. So their eggs are all in one basket for Jared Goff. You want to pay this guy again?
Kyler's better than Jared Goff, and he brings more to the table than Jared Goff, but I don't know if he brings enough to the table where I believe in him to be the guy into the future. When I believe him to be the guy to pay him $42 million or $45 million. I don't believe that about Kyler Murray. He's fun to watch. And he is good. He's not great. He makes a lot of mistakes. And also, you say Cliff Kingsbury. Yeah, a lot of that is Cliff Kingsbury. Cliff Kingsbury puts him in bad situations towards the end of the season. We know that. But the great quarterbacks, the $45 million quarterbacks, the $50 million quarterbacks, when you put them in bad situations, they make lemons out of lemonade. So, you know what I'm saying? They make lemonade out of lemons. So you got to step up. If you're going to be a $50 million quarterback, I don't want to hear about coach putting you in a bad situation. I don't want to hear about, this guy, that guy was hurt. You may not win a game, but I still need to see $50 million. Kyler Murray in the Detroit Lions game was not $50 million. Kyler Murray in the playoff game was not $50 million. Kyler Murray was a guy that was trying to figure out, what the hell am I doing here? I don't want to leave Jared Goff to go to that situation. And because you're going to have to pay him. Same thing you're talking about with Jared Goff.
Well, I'd put Kyler Murray in one spot. I'd put Baker Mayfield there as well. I mean, you got to pay a quarterback after this year. I know they got one more year after this for Jared Goff. Do you really want to re-up with this guy? I guess what they're saying is, let's see how this year goes. I guess that's what they're saying.
It's another prove-it year. How much does Jared Goff need to prove before you open up that contract and pay him once again? Is there a number? Is there that he has to win? Is there a certain number of touchdowns, the interceptions that he has to throw? What and when do you open up Jared Goff? And conversely, Braylon, you know better than anybody, if a quarterback doesn't show up to OTAs, what does that signify to the rest of your team? I want to ask you guys that next. Plus, we're going to talk about a football camp coming up as well down in Detroit at Baldock. But first, a message from the Folding Warehouse.
And Hamtramck, of course, Chris Hudd, who invented the game. My 2 favorite games, football and bowling put together. 2 ways to play this great game: $12 unlimited open play or a private lane reservation. 10 or 12 of your friends, cost you $120, but you get it for 2 hours. You can bring your own food in, have it delivered. The place is huge. Sit down, have a picnic. Chris doesn't care. Neither does his wife, Noni. The bar, by the way, the bar is high. There's a $2 mystery beer machine, and they have over 100 beers to offer, plus multiple full bars. Get your Fold on. Check them out. For more information, check out foldingwarehouse.com.
It's a great day to get some Centron in your life. Okay. There it is. Centron, here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh, wait, it's 2 for $4. Gotta double up with the classic as well. Centron World, baby. Centron, available at select Kroger's, and if you wanna know how, go to @CentronWorld.com. You get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
Strawberry Fest is back at Big Boy. We brought back some of the classic breakfast items like the strawberry French toast, hot cakes, and waffle. If you're not feeling breakfast, try our new strawberry bacon chicken wrap. Crispy chicken wrap, nacho wrap, or strawberry salad. The perfect recipe for springtime. And don't forget to grab dessert, including our berry delicious strawberry pie for only $1.99 with the purchase of $7.99 or more at participating Big Boy locations.
Planet Fitness right now this summer, starting on May 15th. High school kids, 16 to 19. Actually, I want to say it's 15 to 19. Excuse me. You get to work out free from May 15th all the way to August 24th. I'm tired of talking to the old folks. I'm tired of talking to them. They don't want to join Planet Fitness. They don't want to. The kids, it's all about you guys right now. Come on down to Planet Fitness, free of charge from May 15th.
Free of charge?
Free of charge, man. It's nothing better than free. It's the free 99. Nothing better than free. Come on down to Planet Fitness. Over 88 locations in the metropolitan area. Come on. Come down there, work out, have a good time, man. It's summertime, get in shape, look good, feel good. Go into your junior or senior year, feeling like the man or the woman or whatever you want to be. Planet Fitness, $10 a month. But for you guys,
only $10?
No. For these guys, it's free. May 15th, August 31st.
Look at that. All right, guys, talking Lions now. Ryan Ermanni, Braylon Edwards, Tom Mazawey. We got Sam Flannel and Fletch in there. Intern Owen in the back as well. If you are watching on YouTube, go ahead and hit that like button. We'd certainly appreciate that. Guys, I want to ask you, Maz, Braylon, is there a number in your head that would be a target for Jared Goff to hit in order to reopen that contract and to extend him?
Yeah, I could give you a number.
What is it?
Let him win 9 games this year with the team.
That's it?
And I'll be quiet. And I'll say, okay, I'll give him another year now and see what he can do to get in the playoffs and win a playoff
He's
game.
got 2 years left on his deal. Regardless, you're not opening him up after this year, are you?
Like I said, I'm not comfortable with him here. He's who we have. They didn't draft anyone. They didn't bring any free agents in. Yeah, they brought one guy in from, I forget, up north somewhere. They brought some placeholder in. I guess that's a quarterback signing these days.
From up
but
north.
when you get guys like Nick Foles signing with a team that's going to make the playoffs, like the Colts, I think if you thought you were going to make the playoffs or make a good run, you would bring some guy in like that.
Love Tyrod.
Listen, man, they're not ready. I guess that's what it tells me. That they don't bring anyone else in. They're going with this guy. They have 2 first-round picks coming up next season. I guess that's what they're doing. They just want to play it out this year, be competitive, and go from there.
I think one, you got to remember that Brad Holmes knows Jared Goff, and if you watch what they're doing, they're building the infrastructure like around the team. They're not necessarily even worrying about the quarterback, which is what pisses Ryan Ermanni off. They're
it's
worrying
quarterback
about
league.
Got one of the best offensive lines in the game. You got some good running backs. On the defensive side, you're shoring up what you had last year. You bring some guys back. You had some young guys that played well. You see Tracy Walker, Charles Harris last year finally had 7.5. You bring in Aiden Hutchinson with the 2nd pick overall. You make one of the best moves I've seen in a very long time, and trading up 20 spots to get Jamison Williams. You go get DJ Chark. You said you're going to keep TJ Hawkinson, who's a good tight end. They're building the team. And what Brad Holmes does, he trusts Jared Goff to just be a guy and maybe find that spark that he had in 2017. So the number that you're looking for is going to be 28, 10, 9, and 4K. If Jared Goff can give me 28 and 10, that's 28 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, 9 wins, 4K this year, you know what? He's bought himself another year and maybe get to the extension after that. But if he can't, which I don't think he can, then you got your answer.
So you got 9 wins with me.
But that's, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You hit the nail on the head.
And a good ratio that you got.
If he gets you 9 wins, he gets you 4,000 yards passing, 28 tuds, 10 interceptions. He does that. That's winning football.
Yeah.
That's when I can hand the ball off. I can win with that. And then you get Aiden Hutchinson, who will be in year 2 next year. So he'll have 17 games under his belt.
And a
plus
healthy
the preseason.
Jameson.
You'll get a healthy Jamison Williams. So with that being said, if he can do that, you could be looking at something in 2023.
I'll tell you what my number is in order to open up Jared Goff and give him an extension, and you pay him $35, $38 million a year. You know what that is? 1.
One playoff win?
Win 1 freaking playoff game.
I knew that's what it was.
And I'll give you $35, $38 million a year.
Ain't gonna do that this year.
So you're giving him 2 years?
No.
Right, you want it this year.
Here you go.
I think you could win it this year.
Okay.
I do. I think you can win 10 games. I've given you the
You got
roadmap.
company, man. You
I've
got
given you the
company.
roadmap. I think you can go 6-3 at home, and I think you can go 4-4 on the road. I think that is a legitimate possibility. Might be a pipe dream for many, but I think you can go 6-3 at home, 4-4 on the road. Bingo, bango, Mickey Redmond, 10-6, 10-7.
Do they allow you to smoke weed at Fox 2 before you come?
Well, I don't smoke weed, but I would
they allow you
eat
to smoke weed
edibles
here?
if you had them.
Are you on one right now?
No, but I feel like I need an edible to calm me down a little bit.
I need an edible to calm me down for listening to this BS that you're
Where's
talking about.
D-Mac? Does
10
D-Mac
wins.
have any edible? It is
He
not
always
BS.
It is.
Braylon, I'm telling you this. The NFC, outside of the LA freaking Rams, outside of the New Orleans Saints and the Tampa Bay Bucks, I think this thing is wide open.
Yep. It was wide open last year. Same team, 3-13-1.
They should have won 7 games.
I'm not here for the should have. I'm here for what they did. 3-13-1.
But they were 3-1 in their last 7.
And in one of those games, they let Seattle score 55.
Oh man, that's Seattle
come on.
game.
For whatever you want to say, I got backup.
Okay,
55 points, and Seattle was god awful last year.
Well, when the Lions win the division this year, host a playoff game, win said playoff game,
Host
and the Packers,
a playoff game,
and the Packers win 7, like I've been telling you all along.
Those words can't even be in the same sentence. Lions.
I cannot wait.
And host a playoff game. Get out of here.
I cannot wait.
Get out of here.
To be so right about this.
You can
And
kiss
I'm
my
going to look
butt.
at you.
No, but you're going to look at me and say what?
I'm going to say, grab some edibles from D-Mac and let's go have a party. The Lions are division champions.
The Lions will be a lot better this year, man. I tell you, they're building the infrastructure on the way up. They're going to be heavy on the defense. Offensive line is going to be the strength. Offensive line is going to be the focus. You get Frank Ragnow back. I get all that. You bring some young players back, Tracy Walker. You put Kirby Joseph right next to him. Kirby Joseph is a freak of nature when it comes to athletic ability. Put him right next to him. I get it. Aiden Hutchinson on the line. You got Jamison Williams out there. You got DJ Chark. He's 6'3.5". He runs 4.3. He's fast. And Jared Goff. Oh, it sounds good. It's still the Detroit damn Lions. I'm not here for it. 6 wins, Ryan. 6.
Baker's still out there, by the way. Where's he going to go, Bray?
You said what?
Where's Baker going to go?
Oklahoma.
Come on.
Go to Oklahoma. Nobody want Baker.
Come on.
Nobody want Baker Mayfield.
Okay.
What you want Baker Mayfield to do? Come blow your whole team up? Blow your locker room
I've
up?
already told you what I think of him. I already told you the guy's been humbled.
But
I don't know if he has. That's the problem.
See, you and I are on the same page. So you said that. I told you I agree with you that I think he still has talent. Like he didn't
A lot of talent.
He didn't go number 1 for nothing, and he didn't win the Heisman for nothing. I'm not taking that lightly. He didn't win playoff game against the Pittsburgh Steelers. I know they sucked. Still won a playoff game.
Yeah.
So he still has talent. The problem is he hasn't talked to himself. He hasn't looked himself in the mirror and had a conversation. He hasn't said, yo, look, you got to do some things different. Maybe you need to be quiet. Maybe you need to stop doing all these damn progressive commercials. Maybe you need to focus on football. Maybe you need to stop worrying about being, what you call it, the Napoleon complex, where I got to be the GOAT. Why are you talking about Odell? Why are you talking about Odell Beckham? Get Odell Beckham out of here. He got rid of Odell because Odell was the man in terms of not what he did in Cleveland, just his name, his popularity. Baker didn't like that. He's got to tell himself, look, I'm not 6'4". I'm 5'10". I don't run 4.3. I run 4.8. I don't have an arm like Josh Allen. I don't. Like once he has that conversation with himself, what can I do with that? Then he'll be good. But he hasn't had that conversation because every time you hear Baker Mayfield, he's on somebody's podcast talking about the Cleveland Browns. They screwed him over and this thing and that thing and whatever. Go sit down somewhere, man.
You guys out there could bust my balls all you want.
I'm not busting.
No, I'm just saying. Baker Mayfield is going to make somebody a winner. Our guy Malik Willis is going to be a winner.
That I agree.
I'm staying with those two guys. Say what the hell you want. I'll go on that hill, and I would die on that hill if that's what it takes.
I think my problem with the Baker situation is the guy that you're describing doesn't exist.
How do you know?
Yeah.
Because he keeps opening up his mouth,
What's
which
he
really
say?
concerns me. Because I, like you, feel like Baker Mayfield could be a really good NFL quarterback.
Damn right he will.
If he's humbled and really kind of wants to get down to
I've
earth.
said the same thing.
But
How do you know he's not humbled?
Because every time he opens his mouth on a podcast or something like that.
podcast.
I understand. Get off the podcast.
Maz, you're an individual that is trying to get a job. You went from being the number 1 overall pick 4 years ago to not having a job. Get off the podcast. This doesn't matter. Those podcasts aren't getting you with a team. Those podcasts aren't doing you any justice or any favors.
But if he wants to come on ours, we would certainly
love to have him.
We'd love to have you, Baker.
All the GMs and the owners and the coaches that are seeing him do this, they're like, now we'll pass on him. He definitely has talent. But you got to just focus on yourself. Focus on the game. Focus on the skill. Quiet. Be quiet and get it done. There's talent there, but not right now.
NHL Tigers and the Preakness. We'll get to that next. And then we want to tell you about a football camp happening in about 12 minutes from now. But first, a message from Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac. It is no secret that new cars are hard to come by, but they are available at Les Stanford. You got to make a plan, though. Allocation coming in for lease or purchase of new vehicles. Les Stanford has also 350 pre-owned commercials or pre-owned cars on
They got those too.
They got those too on their lot right now. All makes, all models, all years. Some of them with less than 500 miles on them. For more, visit LesStanford.com. LesStanford.com.
Find new roads.
Find them.
6 dark corners, a driveway and a patio. 5 windows that could become doors. Every house has unique security challenges. Guardian Alarm has more tech, more team, and more ways to help keep them all safe. Get a professionally designed and installed security and smart home system from Guardian Alarm. Sign up today and get a free video device. Guardian Alarm. Smart right from the start. Call 1-800-STAY-OUT.
Hey, Scott from the Woodward Bet Show. Hey, I need you guys all to do something right now. I need you to go to your app store and download oddstrader.com today. Why would you ask? Why wouldn't you? It's got live scoring, play-by-play updates, and it's the best place to check out all the different odds at all the sports books as you're doing your research throughout the day. And hey, listen, I gave you a winner last Friday. I'm going to give you another winner today. Let's bet the over 4.5 in the Tiger game in the first 5 innings today. Brisky's going to give that up himself. Woodward Bets, oddstrader.com. Check it out.
Our friends at Alta Equipment know that when it comes to getting your job completed on budget and on schedule, uptime matters. That's why Alta Equipment has partnered with the biggest names in construction. With the most diverse rental fleet in Michigan, there is nothing your project can throw at you that Alta can't handle. Give them a call at 844-GO-TO-ALTA today. That is 844-GO-TO, the number ALTA today. Alta Equipment, where uptime matters.
I can't unhear Fish saying, odds trader.
Odds traders. That was hilarious.
Or Alta. Right, before I bounce around here, I want to ask you about Kyler Murray not showing up to OTAs. What does that do to a team when the quarterback, the leader, doesn't show up?
That's tough.
That's the same thing about Aaron Rodgers last year, to be quite frank with you.
It's a different situation. And I mean, first of all, quarterback is supposed to be like, people don't have to go to OTAs. When I was playing in the NFL, out of my 9 years, I went to OTAs 6 years. I went to OTAs 6. You know, the other 3, I was training in Miami. I mean, look, Barry Sanders. No, I was doing more than training.
I love that.
But look, Barry Sanders stayed in Oklahoma. You know what I'm saying? During OTAs. Like, there's a lot of people. Walter Jones, the infamous lineman for the Seattle Seahawks, the Hall of Famer, he didn't even go to training camp. He didn't even show up to the season started. So there's certain positions where, yeah, you know, it's not a big thing. I mean, it's good to be there and show up a little bit, maybe a couple days a week, maybe, slot 2 weeks that you're going to be there so that you can build some cohesion or so that you can be seen. That's what coaches like. That's what GMs like. That's what players like. They want you to be seen. The one position that has to be there is quarterback. Quarterback's got to be there. You got, especially after what I saw in the playoffs last year, especially after what I saw in December last year, especially how your head coach, Cliff Kingsbury, also struggled at the end of the season. So you got to be there. You got to work with DeAndre Hopkins, who's coming back off injury. You got to work with A.J. Green, who's re-signed his contract. You got to get on the same page with these guys. You got to be there to figure these things out. The fact that you're not showing up, the fact that he won't come to OTAs, I'm a former player, so I get it. I don't want to bust his balls too much. But the quarterback position is very different. Now, you brought up Aaron Rodgers.
Yep.
Aaron Rodgers back-to-back MVP, and they've been running the same offense now for 4.5 years.
Yeah, he can do what he wants, right?
He can do that.
Hey, Kyler ain't going anywhere unless he's not signing. Unless he gets a new deal, you're not going to see him. So you either get him a new deal or you trade him.
No, that I wouldn't do either.
And I'm saying Lions get in line to get him. That's what I'm saying.
I get that, but, OTA is no contact. So it's not like you're going out there and going to injure yourself. Same thing that you're doing wherever he trains at Texas, Oklahoma. I think he's a Texas guy. Same thing as you're doing in Texas, you can do in OTA.
I get it, but he's making his point.
Yeah, but, you can make your point silently, too. Like, yeah, all right, cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm here, whatever. I'm learning. I'm getting better, but I'm still not talking to you guys. I'm still waiting for that deal. But he's a quarterback. He's a guy that's got to get in rhythm. He's a guy, he knows he wants to look better. Kyler Murray is a competitor. You don't win the Heisman Trophy by not being competitive. He knows the product that he put on the field last year from December through January was not acceptable. He knows it wasn't worth a major contract. So if I wanted a major deal, if I wanted a major contract, sometimes you got to learn how to play the game. And I didn't always know how to play the game. Actually, I played the game pretty bad at times. But you got to know how to play the game. Playing the game is, you know what? I know I want a contract. I know what you guys want, but you know what? I'll show up for OTAs. I'll be here. I'll kick it. I'll do the film study. I'll get better. I'll hit the weight room. I'll be present. I don't have to talk to you. I don't have to be in your face. Like, we don't have to be buddy-buddy, but I'm here. Which lets you know what, as a GM or Cliff Kingsbury, it lets you know what? I'm invested. Got to play the game.
I'm a pro.
Guys, I want to move around a little bit here. Tigers hit the 40-game mark, 14-26.
Is that good?
Well, no, it's not very good at all. If you've been around in this town for a long time, you remember back to Sparky Anderson saying you really don't know what a team is until they reach the 40-game mark. Well, the Tigers have reached the 40-game mark, and they're not very good. 14-26, probably one of, if not the most disappointing teams in all of Major League Baseball. Before they started that 5-game series against the Oakland A's, I said I needed to see them go 17-13 in their next 30. For what it's worth, they have gone 5-7. So to reach my mark, they need to go 12-6 in their next 18 games.
So they're 12 under 500.
Yes.
So in reality, they're on a 69-game win pace.
It's ridiculous.
Which was pathetic. Last year they won 77.
They have scored 110 runs this year. That's the lowest
by far
in Major League Baseball. They cannot hit. They begin a 3-game series with the Minnesota Twins
tonight.
No bueno. Not good. Very disappointing.
Javi got a home run yesterday, at least.
About damn time.
He's hitting 201.
Very bad.
It's his first home run since like the beginning of April.
Yeah, I think it's his third. Like, what are we paying you for? Like, obviously, he's still doing this thing. Like, he's one of the best shortstops as it relates to actually defense. Like, he's still doing this thing there. We brought you in for the bat. One thing about Javi Baez over his career, he's been a consistent bat. Javi Baez floats around 300 to about 288. He floats around there. Javi Baez gets you about 120 RBIs, maybe 130. Javi Baez gets you about 32 home runs. Like, that's who he's been. That's not what he's doing.
No.
But he's not the only one letting you down. He's not the only one. He's not the only one because Scope, I mean, the list, Scope, the list goes on.
I mean, Scope is just terrible, batting 161. Candelario, this is a huge year for Candelario, batting under 200. Eric Haas with an incredible season last year, under 200.
Who's our best stick, Castro?
Spencer Torkelson. You know, I know he's a rookie, but he's been very disappointing, under 200. You've got 4 guys right there who are, significant players for your team that are batting under 200. Not under 220, not under 250, under 200. You can't win like that. Robbie Grossman batting 203.
What a horrible year for him. On a contract
Austin
year. Meadows
injured right now. A.J. Hinch said
Riley
not
Green's
looking
in.
good for him. Everybody seems injured. Javier Baez, 207. I mean, Miguel Cabrera at 39
is that how much
years
money
old.
he's making, or is that his batting
Seriously.
average? Or is it both?
I don't. Akil Badu.
He's not even
on the team.
He's a trip right now.
So
Cody Clemens might come up.
He's better.
He's had a hell of a run in AAA.
The best thing
But
for the
who
Tigers,
knows?
the best thing for the Tigers has just been pitching, and pitching hasn't been great. But you've seen some things. Alex Faeda, like you've seen,
Got his first win.
See what I'm saying? But you've seen, we're like, okay, it's not bad. The bullpen was doing pretty good early on in the season. They can't get any hits.
It can't possibly keep up,
They
though.
can't get any hits.
I mean, Casey Mize out. Erod out. Skubal now out. I mean, how many more hits can these guys take? So we'll keep an eye on them. Hopefully,
it just seems helpless.
Yeah, hopefully
and hopeless.
And that's why there's no desire to really talk about them.
Yeah,
because I have no desire to talk about the Tigers.
Listen,
I'm almost apathetic towards them right now.
You see who's getting pissed, and slowly but surely, this is going to be the person to pay attention to. It's AJ Hinch.
Yeah.
Because AJ Hinch is, like, he was cool early in the year when they were losing, but he was having a conversation because he's always present.
Mm-hmm.
He always does, a good job at the microphone. He does a good job at the podium. His interviews now, you're starting to feeling a little chippy, like a little annoyed at what he's doing. How long for AJ Hinch finally looks up and says, you know what, I want to leave?
My buddy Mike Allway is constantly watching the Tigers. I mean, that should be his job.
What's
He's
his
a
name?
pharmacist. Mike Allway.
So he's always watching the
He's
Tigers.
always watching the Tigers. He's always texting me and my
Saw
buddy
what you
Tim.
did there.
Always texting me. Almost every inning. This team can't do this. And then I just wrote him a
How do you
simple
watch
thing.
that?
I wrote him a simple thing. How are you even watching this product? And guess what? They just stink. End of story. Stop trying to look at them. They stink.
Yeah.
And there's no hope.
They won when I win, so I mean, hey, you know what?
That's all you can do.
I'll take you too.
I enjoy going to the ball yard. I'm going on Thursday, but
we might be going.
Yeah, we might be going. We'll get Maz to go too.
I'll be there.
That's right, because he's bowling on Tuesdays now,
That's
so
right.
Thursdays is free.
Tomorrow's my anniversary. I'm skipping bowling.
Get
tomorrow.
out of here! Happy anniversary,
24
Maz.
years tomorrow.
Happy anniversary.
Hey guys,
bud.
we're gonna bring up a couple of guys talk about a football camp they're hosting in Detroit at Baldock for high school age kids. We'll do that next. Happy pre-anniversary to you, Maz. But first, a message from Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. As you know, we broadcast this show live from the headquarters of Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men in the great city of Birmingham, Michigan. Definitely awesome to get off the air and get my hair looking good by one of their talented stylists. Open 7 days a week, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m., over 100 locations nationwide, many of them locally here in the Metro Detroit area. All you got to do to get a precision haircut, walk in, sign in, sit down. Before you know it, you are handsome and clean. Ooh-wee! Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's. It's wicked awesome.
Wicked awesome.
It took exploring 50 different formulas and hosting countless taste tests, but we believe Gypsy Vodka is the smoothest vodka on the market. Don't believe us? Ask the owners.
We're Mike and Adam Kazanowski with High Five Spirits Distillery. We're in close to about 1,200 locations throughout Michigan. We wanted to create a brand that was geared more towards freedom, love, adventure, and at the end of the day, we really wanted to tell a story that inspired other people to take risks, follow their dreams, whatever that might be.
When you need apparel, there's only one place to go. Big Frog in Novi. With no setup fees, no artwork fees, no minimum, and a 24-hour turnaround, you can have your whole team outfitted in no time. Embroidery, direct-to-garment, vinyl, and screen printing, Big Frog has it all in all the styles you want. So whether it's a sports team, fundraiser, school event, or corporate needs, Big Frog is your one-stop destination. Visit bigfrog.com/Novi or call 844-4-BIG-FROG.
OddsTrader.com, the #1 site for all your game day bets. Begin your handicapping journey at OddsTrader.com. For play-by-play updates, live scores, and bet tracking downloads, download OddsTrader from the App Store today. For the best price on every game and sign-up offers for multiple sportsbooks, visit OddsTrader.com. Player statistics and key game stats are all available at OddsTrader.com. Use BetTracker to keep records of all your games and betting activity at oddstrader.com.
Hey gang, welcome back. Woodward Sports Network. Ryan Ermanni, Braylon Edwards.
Got crowded up here, didn't
yeah, we did. We got a couple of guys here. Played high school football at Grosse Pointe South High School. I know them well. Miles Deering, closest to you. James Doer, Terrence Lane off in the back as well. These guys have went on to play college football, Bray, at various universities, and they're coming back to host a camp at Baldock in June in the city of Detroit. Miles, tell us a little bit about that camp.
Well, what we're doing is all three of us went through the recruitment process and bumped our heads a couple times. One of the things that they don't tell you about it is that you need to take it into your own hands. You know, whether you get recruited is really up to you. How you shake a coach's hand, how you form your emails, and things of that nature. So what we're coming to do is coming together, bringing our resources from different college coaches, people that we've played with, that we've come across along the way, to give these kids the idea of this is how you go about taking your recruitment process into your own hands.
And James, because it's certainly a situation where there's so much out there right now, how do kids get noticed? I mean, you can't just rely on your high school coach to start sending film out for you guys. Braylon will tell you his recruitment story. He had 4 offers. You know, I mean, it ended up being the all-time leading receiver in Michigan history.
Speak on it.
Yeah, so one of the ways you get noticed is through going to college camps, which is what our camp kind of prepares you to do, is how do you handle yourself in those situations and what do these coaches look for? So that's why we have college coaches specifically coming in, telling kids, you know, what drills should I be focusing on and things of that nature, as well as noticing that it's important to have your huddle highlight tape, make sure that it's in line, make sure that's a certain length, make sure you have your best clips first. So those are the kind of things that we're focusing on to help these kids as they go into the college camps.
Let me ask you guys, because you know how hard it is to, to make it to that next level, and then from there it's even extremely more hard to get into the NFL. What are you guys doing to prepare their minds in terms of telling them, like, the honest to God truth? Hey, look, most of you guys probably not going to make it. What's the backup plan? What are you thinking? How hard and how much effort do you want to put into this situation to try to make what you want to make as a dream?
Yeah, so for our kids who aren't going to the college ball route or even the NFL route, we have a financial literacy workshop that we're doing.
Nice.
So helping our kids not only succeed on the field, but also off the field is one of our biggest things. So one of the things we want to do is help them understand, what does a budgeting sheet look like? You know, what does my weekly spending look like? How do I invest? Opening up separate bank accounts, one for spending, one strictly for saving, and just being able to grow, because the sooner you get kids that information, the sooner they're able to start building their wealth. So that's one of the biggest things we're focusing on.
Yeah, and to piggyback off of that, like, the best way I like to describe it is putting the medicine in the food. As we know, we've all played football. Football is one of the greatest metaphors for life that we can come across. Yeah. But in order to be good at football, the principles and lessons that you need to learn are the ones that you want to take into your real life. That's why we're incorporating the financial literacy. We also have a name, image, and likeness forum. So we'll be talking about it. All the college athletes will be able to talk about their experiences, deals that they've gotten. But at the end of the day, that's just character building. Yeah. That's, if I'm going to invest some money into you, I want to make sure you're a guy worth investing, somebody I can count on, somebody that's respectful, that you're not doing anything BS or have a trail mark on your Twitter or Instagram, things that, we want to make sure our athletes are prepared to be able to perform at that level.
One of the biggest things that you can tell your athletes too, the guys that come to this camp, gotta tell them about time management. That was one of the biggest things I learned, like transitioning from high school to college, just time management. Man. You take it for granted, you don't know about it in high school. In college, you guys went to college, you understand, like, you got to manage class schedule, you got to manage getting food in there, you got to manage going to practice, you got to manage meetings, you got to manage study table, you got to manage miscellaneous BS, you know what that is. You got to find time to manage that. Time management is one of the big things I would say talk about.
And Braylon will tell you guys, I mean, it's not, there's no one path to get to where you want to go as well. I mean, I mentioned Braylon's path. He coming out, what did you have, 4 offers? Michigan wasn't even there until late at the end.
I was a 2-star.
Yeah.
Like, I literally was a 2-star all through high school and my senior year. And then when Michigan offered me, and I said yes, then Rivals was like, okay, 3 stars. Okay, he's 3 stars out. So yeah, and I went after it, man. I fought hard. I went after it and got there, and nobody gave me anything, and nobody should give you anything. You got to fight for it, and you got to go for it. Sometimes you catch breaks. Like, to be successful, man, you got to be lucky, but you also got to work hard. You know what I'm saying? Luck is when preparation meets opportunity.
What do you tell the kids, too, about the cost of all these camps, too? Because these camps, a lot of times, whether it's a Michigan camp or a Michigan State camp or a Central camp or anything, those camps are expensive. They can add up. Do you talk to them about picking and choosing the right camp for you?
You want to take this one?
Yeah, I'll take this one. I think the biggest thing is going to a school that has shown interest in you, because at the end of the day, in the recruiting process, you got to go to a place that wants you. Not necessarily the biggest school, the biggest name, and especially with the new name, image, and likeness, now you can go pretty much anywhere and still make money and still take care of your family as well as yourself. So the biggest thing that we tell these kids is make sure that you pick your camps wisely and don't just be a name and a number there at the camp. So that's kind of our biggest thing, and our camp is why we kind of try to reduce the price as much as we can, is to make sure that it is affordable, that it is, and keeping in mind that the kids are trying to go to other camps this year.
So you guys are open to 13 to 18-year-old high school age players?
Yes, that is correct.
$50, where do you want them to go to register?
So $50, go to our Instagram or use a QR code on our flyer. There's a variety of places, as well as eventbrite.org, and look up Doer Camps, and you should see it right there. DOER,
Doer Camps. Guys, any great last words?
Is it? Let me ask you one question. Is this position specific, or is it just all like, you know, how do you do in terms of the positions? Are you doing wide receivers, quarterbacks, or is it just all players? And then you're just teaching them like life and football.
Well, we'll be breaking it down by position groups. So we got basically college athletes at every position: quarterback, wide receiver, running back, D-line. Everybody that will be coaching you in your position group have played college ball at various levels.
Okay.
So that's how we're going to be breaking it down. But in terms of our workshops, we'll be coming together, having guest speakers, and then isolating for position groups for recruitment talks.
Gotcha.
I think what you guys are doing is great, man. Giving back to the kids, and probably giving kids an opportunity, something that you guys didn't have. You know what I mean? I'm sure you'd have loved, somebody to tell you, hey, the X, Y, and Z, and it's just not how it is, really, right? Yeah. All right. Hey, go eat at Burt's Marketplace at Eastern Market too. That's your free plug for the day. All right, thanks, guys. Great to see you. Miles Deering, James Doer, Terrence Lane back there as well. These guys are doing great work in the community. So the camp is going to be June 27th through June 29th at Balduck in Detroit. So if you are so inclined, just go ahead and search Doer Camps, D-O-E-R, Doer Camps, and of course Instagram and all that good stuff.
You love camps, man. When I was younger, Reggie McKenzie had the camp. Reggie McKenzie, Michigan legend, played with the Buffalo Bills, and then it turned into Pepper Hamilton's camp. Pepper Hamilton played for Ohio State. Boo. Played for Ohio State. Played for the Giants. He was on those Super Bowl winning teams that Maz knows about. Pepper Hamilton was on those teams, and then it turned into the Jerome Bettis camp. But when you go to these camps, man, you see these guys that give their time and give their energy. Now that I'm older, now I'm 39, and I just look back at those guys. Those guys don't get paid to do these camps. They come, they give their time, they give their energy, they give their effort. They tell you life stories. They tell you things. They punch you in the chest. At least that's what they did back in the day. They get you right, man. Those things were so amazing to a lot of the kids in the cities. They used to have them at Highland Park back when I was growing up. But it's so amazing for people to see someone take interest in them, for someone to see someone give them this advice and this guidance. So love what you guys are doing. I remember going to those camps when I was a kid, and I learned a lot, and I can say that helped shape me, get me to the path of U of M.
And I think you're an inspiration to a lot of these kids, Braylon. And I mean that in all seriousness, because you didn't have it easy. In your high school. It wasn't just like Braylon Edwards showed up as a freshman, and because his dad played professional football and was a Michigan player, that you had all of these accolades. You had to fight and work for everything that you ever had, and I think that's an inspiration. I mean, you were, what was it, Vanderbilt or something like that? Or
Vanderbilt, Cal, and Michigan State.
Seriously. I mean, it's not like you had a bunch of people knocking down your door. So how a guy like you, a two-star player, ultimately becomes Michigan's all-time leading receiver in over 115 years of playing football, 9 years in the NFL, it just proves that not every path is the same.
You gotta trust your dream.
Yeah.
You gotta trust your preparation. You gotta trust what you want to do. You gotta go after it. You gotta really go after it. What I mean by that is, so what, you're going to Michigan, so what, you're going to Toledo, or so what, this kid's a 5-star, so what, this kid's a 4-star. You gotta beat me. You got to prove that you're better than me. You got to prove that you're willing to put in the work. You got to prove that you want to be on the field more than I do. You got to prove that you're willing to get up at 6 a.m. You got to prove that you're the hell with the star system. You got to prove it, because I saw a lot of guys come to Michigan. This isn't about me being arrogant. The mofos didn't want to work like I did. They weren't trying to run the stadium steps on Saturdays when they were off. You got to put the work in if you want to be successful. Put that work in. Don't worry about anything else. You just put that work in, and the rest will take care of itself.
Back with Maz's videos of the day next, but first a message from Chili Peppers Tanning.
That's right, fellas. Their 20th anniversary, celebrating it with all you folks. So if you join the Pepper Club right now at Chili Peppers Tanning, you get all the best deals, plus a chance to get unlimited tanning as well. They'll beat all competitors by $5. Chili Peppers, the hottest bulbs, the hottest deals, the darkest tans, your vitamin D headquarters. 26 locations and more on the way. Check them out at chilipepperstanning.com.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
Thank you to all the fans for making Woodward Sports your #1 online destination for Detroit sports. We promise not to drop the ball.
Hey, it's Maz for Big Boy. That's right. That's my logo for all my fantasy sports, too. The Big Boy.
It is, actually.
It is.
Very good.
Strawberry Fest is back at Big Boy. They brought back some of the classic breakfast items. We had them here just a couple of weeks ago. We were eating them right in front of you. Strawberry French toast, the hot cakes, and the waffles. If you're not in a breakfast mood, how about a little lunch or dinner? The new strawberry bacon chicken wrap, the crispy chicken wrap, the strawberry salad, and, of course, the perfect recipe
Strawberry
for springtime.
salad.
Yeah, strawberry salad. How about grabbing a dessert? Our berry delicious strawberry pie costs you $1.99 with any purchase of $7.99 or more at participating Big Boy locations.
I'm literally going to crush Big Boy.
Today, man.
I'm going to eat as much Big Boy as I possibly can.
What time are you planning on getting?
All right, let's see. I'll get
what's your schedule?
Okay,
What time
I'll get off the air Wednesday at 11:15.
Okay.
Probably have to do a story till noon. Go right out at 12:05.
30-minute drive, 25, about 30
So
minutes.
I'm looking at about 12:45 arrival time after the lunch crowd.
Me and Bray will already have a
you guys
couple of
already
things
be
eaten
done.
already.
100%. Me and Matt
Oh,
will
yeah.
be sitting there eating. Send us what you want. We'll order it so it's there
Oh
when you
my
get
gosh!
there.
When I'm 15 minutes out, I'm gonna order a Big Boy,
Okay.
a Slim Jim,
Oh,
a
wow.
cabbage soup, a cream of broccoli
Yep.
soup, a salad bar salad with all the fixins,
Right.
and the garlic.
You gonna go with the cabbage
And
soup?
garlic and oil. Oh, you can't go to Big Boy and not get a cabbage soup.
You're gonna crop dust me again.
Oh, for sure.
You can't have that before a show.
Oh, man,
are you
big time?
Are you gonna do all that and then do a show? You're gonna be asleep.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna
You'll
be
knocked out.
I'm gonna be knocking you out with my.
I thought you'd do that one. What are you talking about right now? Hush up.
All right, very good, guys. All right, time of the day we like to play
Maz's
videos of the day.
And now it's time for Maz's Videos of the Day, only on the Woodward Sports Network.
All right, guys. I know there's some baseball fans out there. There was a #1 prospect. By the way, the Tigers have the #2 prospect.
Who's that?
Who is now the #1 prospect in baseball. That's Riley Green
Oh,
now.
yeah.
But the guy that was ahead of him was a catcher for the Baltimore Orioles. And his name is Adley Rutschman.
Wow.
So over the weekend, Adley got called into his manager's office at their AAA affiliate.
Yeah.
And he just thought they were just going to talk to him and, why haven't he played a lot and all of that kind of stuff.
Because their team sucks too.
They do.
Yeah, right?
Check out how it unfolded.
You good with that one?
Yeah, that should work. In terms of workload and all.
Okay. Well, you can have a seat. I was just gonna tell you, dude, you've had a lot of going on. All right.
Yeah.
A lot of hype. Today, I think, was a lot about managing your workload. You caught 3 games in a row. Like, I don't want you to feel like, why didn't I play? I know you had that question. But they're trying to be as careful as they can with you. I will say, like, the way you've handled all this has been super impressive. I'm not shocked because the first day I saw you in 2020, like, there was something different. But the way you've handled it and carried yourself, I just want to make sure that you know that you don't have to do more than you're doing, right? Like, what you're doing is plenty. Like, don't go out there and do anything more than you have to. We're not looking for a hero. Be Adley Rutschman. Because the regular Adley Rutschman is plenty, right? You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Especially when you're going to Camden Yards and you're going to play in the big leagues for the first time. Right? Like, let's go!
How about that, huh?
Very
How,
cool,
is that
man.
Good? Let's
I
go!
saw that over the weekend.
It sounded like Woodward Sports there for a minute.
There you go, Woodward Sports. Let's go.
It gave me Major League vibes. Remember when Dorn played the joke on Charlie Sheen?
Oh,
He
yeah.
put the fake pink slip in the locker
Yep.
in the last preseason game.
Yep.
So that's what it reminded me of. As soon as I saw the conversation, I instantly went to Major League.
Here's what it looked like when he actually got called up and suited up for the Baltimore Orioles at Camden Yards. We're just going to talk over the TV portion, but here he comes.
Yeah, we got to talk over it so we don't get suspended
shakes
by
hands with the
YouTube.
ump.
He's excited.
How great is that? Watch him look around
Yeah,
here.
he turns around and looks at
Look
all.
at this.
Sucks it
How
all
cool
in.
is that? Just kind of takes it all in.
He
How
looks
about
like
that?
Matt Stafford mixed with
He's a
Joe
stud.
Burrow.
God bless him.
He looks like them put together. He
Guess
looks
what
like
his
that.
first major league hit was?
He looks just
Home
like
run.
them.
Triple.
No way.
Yep.
Was it? I did not see
Isn't
that.
that something?
I did
He
not see
triples
that.
in his first major league.
It wasn't
at-bat.
his first at bat, was it?
No, it wasn't. It was like his second or third.
Yeah, he
Adley
sucks.
Rutschman, check him out on the Orioles. They
Very
stink.
friendly park.
We stink. Bring our players up. Hopefully
beat them,
Riley
though.
Green. Hopefully Riley Green will be up here before you know it. Hey, I found another great hitter for the Tigers. Remember last week I found a manager?
Is it the dog?
Here's the hitter. Look
Oh,
at that.
man.
Oh, man.
Look at this, guys.
There's no way. No way. Oh, my
Oh.
God.
Look at him.
He's definitely got a better bat than Torkelson. Scope.
Look how quick he gets around.
Oh,
like
my
that.
gosh.
Isn't that great?
Kidding me?
Miggy's hitting
Sign him up.
Oh,
Doggone
look at
good
that.
hitter.
Sign him up.
You know you're not going to throw him out. You know he's going to take
No.
off and run the bases.
He's definitely better than Ricky
Sheesh.
Anderson on that. That's for sure.
I don't know about
That's
that
so
one.
cute.
I don't know
And
about
rounding it out, it's another baseball.
Ricky Henderson was that guy.
Got to give you another baseball video. This is Little League. There's this kid coming up to bat.
I saw this.
He's really doesn't know what the hell he's doing up there, and the catcher, who is so cool, helps him through this at bat. You'll hear the kid's mother in the background. Well, let's take you down
we have
south
to?
for a little Little League action.
Okay, here we go.
Come on, Avery, keep your eye on the ball, baby.
A little faster, baby. Swing a little faster.
Choke up on the bat, baby. Oh, come on, Avery.
Choke up.
Choke up on the bat, Avery. Look at right. That is so sweet.
There you go, buddy. There you go. Swing fast.
That is so sweet. Go, run, 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 run! Run, run, run! Woohoo!
Man, I just gave you that. I just love that.
Oh,
I absolutely love that.
I love that too.
But as the manager for the kid that helped him, I'd be pissed because the kid's on first.
First of all, that catcher.
Who's on first?
If that was my son, I'd be mad as hell. Don't be helping out the other team.
There
Man.
you go.
Baseball was the first sport I played like on a competitive level. Like, you know what I'm saying? Really knew what I was doing out there. Played at 7, sucked. Played for the Indians in Lithonia, Georgia. Played for the Indians. Played catcher. Was not very good at hitting the ball. I can run. Was not good.
You fitting good with the Tigers.
Got
Run like Mays, hit like Hayes.
got laughed at. Came back next year for the Mets in Lithonia.
Oh,
led the league in home run.
That's what's up.
Hey, before we go, we got to get one game in tonight. The Tampa Bay Lightning. Dude, no one is really talking about them. The 2-time Stanley Cup champs, trying to make it 3 in a row. They're ready to sweep the President's Trophy winning Florida Panthers.
What did I tell you? I
Man,
told you it was going to be
watch
Tampa
out for them.
and Calgary. What they did against Toronto, when they beat Austin Matthews, they beat Toronto, and they went to the bottom to pull that energy to beat them in all those games. Though that series was amazing. To beat them like they did, it woke Tampa Bay up. They're going to win again. 3
Watch
in a row.
out. And the Oilers beat the Flames last night.
Connor
Oilers got
McDavid.
2 in a
Oh,
row.
my God.
I mean, Connor McDavid,
Evander
he's
Kane.
a freak.
How about
He's amazing.
Evander Kane natural hat trick?
Did he?
Yeah.
I missed that.
Natural hat trick for Evander
Wow.
Kane.
Wow, he's come a long
Yeah,
way.
he has, hasn't he?
Hell,
Did
man.
he bet on the game?
Oh, ba-dum-bum.
I had to.
Get us out of here, Bray. We got to go.
Hey, look, man.
I'm tired. I'm
day-
gassed.
You know what? I'm actually gassed, too. It's been a long weekend, man. You know what? Sam, you get us out of here.
Get us out of here, Sam.
It's been a long weekend. We come back, had quite a great show. This week we're going to have 2 live broadcasts. Wednesday at the Big Boy in Brighton, Thursday at a golf outing in Frankenmuth. So it's going to be a very, very great week. I know, Braylon, you're playing in it. We're going to do a great show. Frankenmuth, I know, right? It's a wonderful.
We've been a carpool.
The Bronner's Christmas store?
Oh, yeah. It is a.
Oh, we can go out there together.
Let's carpool.
I won't be going to Zinders, I tell you that.
Hey, Frankenmuth is one of my favorite places in
I'll let
Michigan.
you
So
drive.
I'm pretty excited to
You
go.
got to go in
back.
December, right, Sam?
Go in December.
Gotta go in December.
Such a great Christmas town.
How
Anyway,
many days a year is Bronner's open?
365.
No, 364.
Oh, 364. Okay.
We're closed for Christmas.
I actually didn't know that. That's a very good
That was
thing
a
to
good
know.
one.
For Ermanni, for Edwards, for Tom Mazawey, for Fletch, I am Flannel Sam. We will see you tomorrow. Have a great day, guys.
I'll see you tomorrow
Good job, Sam.
Good job, Sam.